Let go for tonight's Facebook record sale. When you are on and watching, welcome. And go ahead and comment something. If you want to go ahead and share the feed, that would be great. I don't ask that enough of y'all. That's the least you could do for us, right? Let me get my feed pulled up. Craig's the first comment. Absolutely no surprise. Carlene, usually a close second. It's usually between Carlene and Craig. If I'm live, they're watching. Thank y'all. R.M. Lazelle, Gary Hackett, Angela Leckington. Man, look what I've got in my hands. Uh-oh. John Wilson, Jamie Butler, Nathan Myers, Cameron Nance. Do we have a show in store for y'all tonight? Wow. Especially if you like new vinyl. Oh my gosh. And you like new hot releases. Oh my gosh. And if you like metal, if you like good classic vintage stuff, we've got it all. And we're going to have a big show tonight. I'm going to start showing records in 1 second. Let me get all this shared in the proper outlets. Let me do that on my other phone because I'm going to have to be using it tonight anyway. I don't think I have Instagram on here though. I may have to do that separate. Let me do... Yeah, actually, let me hop off here right quick and share this to our story, because I did kind of promote this on Instagram just a moment ago. And story. Yep. Thanks everybody for hopping on already early tonight. If you just join us, I'm getting everything shared and tagged live now. And then I'm also going to share this link in a couple other places. Let me go over here to the good old Facebook. Whoop, not split rail. Don't need to share it there. Okay. Let me close out of this. That's the live feed. Let me post it here. Yep. Let me post it there and over here in our group. Almost there, folks. There we go. Okay. Restream, and we're there. Let me refresh this. Alrighty. Let's start showing a few records. This is a crate from last week. Let me take it up and around. Well, that was a crate from this week, but at this point it seems old, even though there's some amazing new releases in there. I think I want to start with this crate right here. Let me see what's in here. Yeah, this red crate. I'm going to start with this one right here. There's some new releases in here, and I think there's a couple of restocks. So, big show. Let's get started. We're live both on Facebook and YouTube. Wasting no time. Nope, right to it. We've got 11 crates of new vinyl. After I pulled pre-orders, it's got down to 1, 2, 3. We've got 7 crates of new vinyl now. So we had 4 entire crates of pre-orders. That's why I made a note. Please make sure you're watching and know what to expect on this week's invoice, because there's a ton of pre-orders that came in. Mostly ones that a lot of people were on. So we'll get to those whenever they show up here in the crates. I've also got some awesome restocks, such as this. Judas Priest Live, $33.99. I spent the other night, I was going to make a post, but I didn't know really how much was going to come in this week. I spent 6 hours on three different distributors ordering vinyl. So I found a lot of stuff that I didn't have back ordered that was in stock. I back ordered a lot that's already came in, which is weird because it shows out of stock, but sometimes you can get it in. And then we had a lot of new pre-orders. So we've got some stuff that I hadn't seen on vinyl in a long time. tonight, new pressings, and then we got some vintage OG stuff that I'm about to start auction. So, first record of the night, and it's already sold. Grant Peltzer on Judas Priest Live. These are $33.99. It's a gatefold, 2 LP, $33.99. Judas Priest Live. And by the way, whenever you spend 6 hours ordering new vinyl, the amount of money is mind-blowing how fast it adds up. So this is a big orders we've got in. Judas Priest Live, $33.99. I have this in stock. It's been a long time. It's kind of got that foil look to it, just like the originals did. We had an original in that the other night we auctioned. Okay, here's a big one, Iron Maiden Killers. I found this in stock. Deep into, it's under a barcode that I didn't have back ordered, and there was only one available. Iron Maiden Killers, $36.99. But this tells me that the ones that I thought I couldn't get are available maybe through a different SKU. So they only had one in stock, but this tells me that if we back order it and you want on a waiting list, we may can get them in relatively soon. And that's Iron Maiden Killers, just $36.99. $36.99. This is a UK version, by the way. That's a UK version. Iron Maiden Killers, that is $36.99. I only have one of them. I didn't realize we were sold out of these, but I was. Pearl Jam Unplugged. This is technically an unofficial. However, a lot of people watching own one of these because I have sold a lot of them. They're red vinyl. They sound really good, and it's the actual complete concert. It's the complete Pearl Jam Unplugged concert from that MTV broadcast. That's on red vinyl, $39.99. Also, it's brutally hot already in here. We can get the air conditioner already rolling. And this is also the cheapest version of this I've seen in stock in quite some time. $44.99 for Queensryche Empire. This is on clear vinyl. $44.99, Empire by Queensryche. Friday Music did have these in stock, and they were like on red and green, or green and purple vinyl. This is a clear vinyl version, $44.99. Queensryche Empire, $44.99. Joe Musser wants a Pearl Jam Unplugged. That's sold to Joe Musser. And Kiss Alive 3. This was, I thought, out of stock with one distributor. I found it in stock with another distributor. $44.99. Kiss Alive 3. And I thought I had a waiting list for this, but I didn't. We have sold a ton of these. This came back in stock earlier this year as well, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. Kiss Alive 3. Those are $44.99. This is about the cheapest way you can get a copy of Rush Permanent Waves in stock. They're not making a single disc right now. They're only making this box set and the Super Deluxe box set. This is a 3 LP version. It has live performances. It's $79.99. Rush Permanent Waves. Which, by the way, if you check the Discogs on just the single disc Permanent Waves, they sell for about $80. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me other than if you just want the 200 gram version. This is 180 gram. The 200 gram sell for about $70 or $80. But that's the Rush Permanent Wave. It includes some live stuff. That is $79.99. Rob Scheffler, I see your test comment. Jamie Butler wants a Queensryche Empire. And John Wilson wants a Kiss Alive 3. That's sold to John Wilson. Okay, next is the Best of Bon Jovi Crossroads. That is $44.99. 2 LP, Best of Bon Jovi. David Hesse takes a Kiss Alive. Those will go quick again. I'm down to 3. Kiss Alive 3. David Empire was $44.99. Usually the Friday Music one, we usually, MSRP on that's like $59.99. That's why I grabbed this again. A little bit cheaper than the ones we've had before. Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. They don't press this anymore on black vinyl, just on this picture disc. $29.99. Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. That's $29.99. Wings Greatest Hits, $33.99. This is all new and sealed, new arrivals and restocks. Johnny Cash Live, Austin City Limits. That is $29.99. Johnny Cash Live, Austin City Limits, $29.99. Jimmy Page and David Coverdale. This is the studio broadcast. Coverdale Page. This is technically an unofficial from Parachute Records. I've sold a lot of these. It's pretty much a live studio performance from Coverdale and Page. Very good. $39.99. I own one of these myself. David Tate wants the Johnny Cash Live. Coverdale Page. Tim Besaw, I only had one of those. So I will take waiting lists for anything we sell out of. And if you are okay with a waiting list, just say OKWL. That's what a lot of people do, and we'll know to order you one. So that's Johnny Cash. What's that? Yeah, we pretty much automatically put you on there unless you say otherwise. Rob Scheffler was first to the Coverdale page. Once again, if I only ordered one of something, that means I'm pretty confident that we can get more. Otherwise, like Kiss, I went ahead and ordered several extras. This is something that sells out really fast. If I only order one of something, I kind of do that with anticipation of doing a waiting list. So I'm going to give this one to Rob Scheffler and Greg Rogers and John Wilson. We're going to put you on a waiting list unless you say otherwise. Angela Leckington on Wings Greatest Hits. Angela Leckington wants the Wings Greatest Hits. Metallica, S&M. This is S&M 1. This is a triple LP, $59.99. Metallica, S&M. That's $59.99. Hello, Tyler. And Kid Rock's Greatest Hits, $36.99. Kid Rock's Greatest Hits, $36.99. Greg says no wait on Coverdale. We got John Wilson on there. Elton John self-titled, $31.99. His self-titled first album. I haven't seen like a standard release of that in some time. They're usually just, we had an anniversary, I think, early in the year we sold out of. Top Gun soundtrack, the original Top Gun soundtrack, $26.99. And Kiss Destroyer, back in stock, $36.99. Kiss Destroyer, $36.99. We've got 2 of those available, just 2. I would have ordered more if I could. Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny, is $36.99. Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny. It looks like we got 2 of those. Spencer Christensen wants a Top Gun. Spencer Christensen on Top Gun. Greg Rogers on Kid Rock. What happened to Kid Rock? Kid Rock's right there. Joe Valentine wants a Judas Priest Screaming for Vengeance. That was the picture disc. Joe Valentine Screaming for Vengeance. Then we also have Sad Wings of Destiny. Kraftwerk. This is actually Autobahn. And when I saw this picture, it kind of threw me off. But I'm thinking they're using different covers now, obviously. It's not the original cover of Kraftwerk, but that's $31.99. Kraftwerk Autobahn. The Michael Bublé Christmas album. That is $29.99. The Empire, excuse me, I was reading comments. Michael Bublé Christmas album, $29.99. I'll be in the middle of a sentence and start reading people's comments. John Wilson takes a Empire, and he says pass on the Coverdale page wait list as well. So we have John Wilson of an Empire. Grant Peltzer on Judas Priest. Grant, I'm assuming that's for Sad Wings of Destiny. Let me know if that's correct. Spice Girls. Okay, this one's kind of weird. I may set it aside for right now. And then Wu-Tang Remedy. We thought that was a special order for somebody, but I don't think it was. Doug says it's not his, so Wu-Tang Remedy, $46.99. I will re-show this Spice Girls in just a second because there's actually 2 different versions. They're both the same price, but I will show that in just a second. Candy Ivy wanted Wu-Tang. Candy, you tried to claim that just a hair earlier, but I kind of have to wait until we actually show it. But Candy, you do get that one. All right, so the first bin, let's go through that one more time. Grant Peltzer, I put you down for Sad Wings of Destiny. Let me know if that's not right. We have Judas Priest Live, $33.99. Judas Priest Live, Judas Priest Live, and Judas Priest Live. That is $33.99. Susan Bell wants a Michael Bublé Christmas. Glenn Bodnar on the Kraftwerk Autobahn. Any chance you guys will get some of the Steely Dan UHQR? We are. There's a strict street date for those. And by the way, Michael Jackson Thriller comes out next week. They've already confirmed our shipment. And a lot of y'all have that pre-ordered with us, the Michael Jackson Thriller. That comes out next week. We will get those in. The Steely Dan, the release date for that is tomorrow. But the way that works is Analog Productions, they do all theirs first. And then they start shipping them to distributors who then distribute them to us. So we are getting them, but we just don't get them on the street date as they advertise it. That street date for the UHQRs is their street date. And like I said before, Analog Productions, the company who sells those, they're the same price on their website, but their shipping costs more than ours. It is cheaper to order it through us because you can do the $7 shipping. And what we do is, well, actually, let me rephrase that. We charge about $10 more than their price, but that's because we do $7 shipping, and it still ends up being cheaper. I did an experiment myself. So, was there a wait list for Empire? I don't have any more, so yes, if you want one. No, I have another one, Bill, if you want one. I still got more of those. So, next record was Empire. Candy Ivy wants a Michael Bublé Christmas. I happen to have another one of those right here. Michael Bublé. But yes, Thriller is an expensive record. The One Step, a lot of people have that one back ordered with us. So make sure you know that's expected next week. We should be getting them on that Friday, a week from tomorrow. And if they're happen to be delayed, I'll let everybody know in that original post. Surprisingly, Iron Maiden Killer still available, $36.99. One Pearl Jam Unplugged left, $39.99. Kiss Alive 3, $44. No, there was no waiting list or pre-order for Empire. No. Kiss Alive 3 is $44.99. Fred Wink wants the Iron Maiden. Cameron Nance wants a Pearl Jam Unplugged. Sold and sold on those. Rush Permanent Waves is $79.99. Tim Harper wants a Queens Rock Empire and a Kiss Alive 3. So those are sold to Tim Harper. Kiss Alive 3, we have 2 of those left. Kiss Alive 3. Rush Permanent Waves, that's the 3 LP set. $79.99. I'm surprised we don't sell more of those. Best of Bon Jovi, $44.99. Metallica S&M, $59.99. S&M. That was a live show they did with the San Francisco Symphony. Kid Rock Greatest Hits, I've got 1 left. Elton John, I've got 1 left. And Destroyer, sold to Fred Wink. I'm surprised more people. It's been a while since we've had the 2014 reissue in stock. That one sold to Fred Wink. I have 1 left, and I've got 1 Judas Priest left, Sad Wings of Destiny. That was crate number 1 of 6 of new vinyl. We had 11 crates. After I pulled all the pre-orders, we were down to 5, so lots of stuff to show. But we're going to go ahead and do this first crate of vintage stuff. I've got a couple auctions to pull out, including this one right here. A lot of people asked for this record. We don't really get it in. Didn't we do a Destroyer Monday? We did. That was not really something new from our distributor. That was something from that collection we bought. The Beach Boys Pet Sounds. This is a mono copy. It's a 1966 Scranton mono copy. The vinyl isn't in the greatest condition. We've graded it a VG. And I heard somebody tell me the other day that they would be happy if they could find a VG minus. For some reason, a very tough album to find, especially in mono. This is about a VG, so on a scale of 1 to 10, I would have to grade this one about a 5 based on some of the marks. It is a 66 OG Scranton press, $45 start, the Beach Boys Pet Sounds. That is a VG copy, 66 Scranton mono. That's our first auction of the night. Let's see what else we got in here. There's a lot of good stuff in this crate. And we're going to start out also with what better than a Kiss auction. Kiss Alive 2. We have found some more Kiss records from these couple collections. This one has the original inner sleeve here. It also has the other original sleeve. It's got a couple dog-eared corners. The vinyl is VG Plus on this. It has the Evolution of Kiss book. And it has this poster, which, did this come with it? I don't know if this, I'm assuming it did. I don't recall ever seeing that, though. Or is that just some kind of insert that was in there? I think this is just some random poster. If this came in there, let me know if this originally came with this Kiss, but I don't think it did. But that's a random Kiss poster, if not, that comes with that one. The cover has some tape down here along the bottom, and this seam here needs to be re-glued. Other than that, so overall, you're going to have to give the cover a VG or VG minus because of the tape. It does have the inner sleeves and this booklet and this poster, and the vinyl is a VG plus. And I think when I was looking at this one, that's what I was thinking, yeah. So this disc here, sides 3 and 4, is super clean. I would almost grade that EX plus to near mint minus. I think it's disc 1. Yeah, disc 1 just has a couple of sleeve scuffs that we've marked it down to a VG plus. So, Kiss Alive 2, $25 start. Kiss Alive 2, $25 start. The Beach Boys, we got 50, 52, 55. Yeah, and that poster did not come with that. Yeah, I didn't think so. That's just some random poster some teenager put probably in there 40 years ago. Beach Boys is at 60, looking for a $25 start on Kiss. Let me go through this crate, and then I'm going to go ahead and just show everything that's left in here. Some really cool stuff. As always, lots of stuff we could auction, but we're just going to straight sell them. There's a couple other Kiss records in here. We always auction the Kiss stuff. All right. Let's see. Charlie Sales is at 60 on the Beach Boys. John Wilson's at 25 on Kiss Alive 2. Whitney's at 62 on the Beach Boys. Charlie's at 65. Kevin's at 30 on Kiss. How much for the Misfits in the red crate? The Misfits collection is $34.99. Surprisingly still available. I've got 3 of them. The Misfits collection, $34.99. If anybody wants one, they are available. All right, first crate of vintage tonight. I think it starts with check condition. It does. These start with check condition titles, so make sure you listen to the grade I'm assigning the vinyl, and I'll call off the grade, the price, and the title. Misfits, sold to Fred Wink. If anybody else wants one, just let me know. First record is Jay Giles Freeze Frame. VG Plus $14.99, and I think there's another Jay Giles. There is. Best of Jay Giles. That's a VG Plus $14.99. So Jay Giles, let's start the bin. The Archies, Everything's Archie, VG Plus $19.99. And The Doors, Morrison Hotel, a VG copy for $14.99. Let's see what label it is. Red Electra label, VG $14.99. Fred says, give me a good one. That's the best I've got, Fred. It's absolutely pristine. Sell that to Fred. All right, quick update on our auctions. The Kiss Alive 2, one more time, just in case people's hopping on. I'm going to have to give the cover VG minus because it has some tape, and this seam needs to be re-glued. Does have a clip corner, too. Other than that, it's okay. Not a lot of ring wear or anything. It has both discs, which are VG Plus or better. It has the booklet, the 2 inner sleeves, and a poster, but it's not a poster that originally came with it. And then we have a VG copy of the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. This is a VG vinyl, a pretty nice cover, VG Plus, no seam splits or anything. It's a 1966 mono Scranton press. Charlie just came in. He's at $70 on that. So $70 on the Beach Boys. Kiss is at $40, going once, going twice. The Flying Burrito Brothers, Airborne, Flying Burrito Brothers, VG copy for $14.99. The Byrds, Mr. Tambourine Man. It feels like an older press. Let's take a look at it. It is. Columbia 2i. That's a VG copy for $14.99. You can tell because it just a little bit heavier. Greg Rogers says Freeze and Morrison Hotel. That is Freeze Frame for Greg Rogers, and he wants a copy of Morrison Hotel. Morrison Hotel. Richard Allen first to the Flying Burrito Brothers, and that is sold. Okay, so Fred Wink wants the Byrds. Kiss Alive. Kiss Alive is, let's see here. Yeah, Kiss Alive is going twice, going 3 times now for $40. Excuse me, Steve Botsford just came in, $42. It looks like Whitney is out on the Beach Boys, so we can do a going twice, going 3 times on this. Charlie has that for $70, going twice, going 3 times. Led Zeppelin 4 is a VG Plus $34.99. That is a 5-digit 1977 reissue, $34.99 VG Plus vinyl. I am shocked no one's got the Archies yet. Just shocked. Merry Christmas from, I almost said Brenda Lee, but that's Bobby V. VG Plus $9.99. Merry Christmas from Bobby V. Rick Nelson, Rudy the Fifth. VG Plus $14.99. Roy Orbison. This is Orbison Songs on the Monument label. VG copy $9.99. Roy Orbison In Dreams is a VG copy $19.99. And Inside Star Trek. That is VG Plus $19.99. Steve Botsford 42 on Kiss. Tim Harper's at 45. Alive 2. Just checking his Hooligan listed as a track on side 2. Let's take a look at that. Hooligan listed as a track on side 2. This is side 3 and 4. I've grabbed the wrong disc. Well, this is a nice VG Plus. Just saying. Side 2, Calling Dr. Love, Christine 16, Shock Me, Hard Luck Woman, and Tomorrow and Tonight. Wow, Shock Me. That's probably my favorite Kiss song. Ace Frehley. Okay, Steve Botsford was first to the Led Zeppelin 4. Steve Botsford first to Led Zeppelin 4. Greg says actually put back Freeze Frame. He already has that one. So Led Zeppelin 4, so to Steve Botsford. Rob Scheffler on Star Trek. Rob Scheffler got the Star Trek. Kiss is at 45 of Greg Rogers on the back cover. Oh, okay, my bad, on the back cover. Back cover, no. No, it's not. Let's see, Steve's at 47, Tim Harper's at 50. We can go ahead and sell the Beach Boys. Let's sell that to Charlie Sales for $70. That's sold to Charlie Sales. First auction of the night. Another Star Trek, 4 exciting all-new action-adventure stories. That is a VG copy, $19.99. New Riders, The Adventures of Panama Red, VG Plus $14.99. And New Riders again, and I think that one's technically self-titled, VG Plus $14.99. Robert Johnson, first of this Star Trek. Robert Johnson, first of that one. I'm going to move Kiss over here into position number 1. Tim Harper's at $50. Steve says he's out, so Kiss Alive 2, that's $50, going once, going twice to Tim Harper. What else did I pull out for auction up here? It's a copy of Big Audio Dynamite. Big Audio Dynamite, something we don't get too often. It has the original inner sleeve. I got to make sure. I went back to Atlanta, and that guy's like, listen, you've got to make sure this stuff isn't autographed. If you've bought anything from the Atlanta collection, we're trying to thoroughly look at it. But he told me yesterday when we went back down there to get the rest of his stuff, he said, I've got a lot of records I didn't even tell you about. The inner sleeves are autographed. So if you've bought something recently, and I've kind of told you it's from that Atlanta collection, I mean, we check covers and stuff, but I don't know if we're really pulling out inner sleeves and seeing if they're autographed. We definitely are now, but there's a lot of this stuff we found out later after a thorough examination. Some of it may just be autographed in a pen, like he caught the guy outside of a bus outside of the show or something, and you know, it may be signed in pen or something very small. We found the same thing with the Dead Kennedys album. So whenever he found to get some of those autographs, he had just an ink pen, and they're very tiny. So $25 start on that. Big Audio Dynamite. This is Big Audio Dynamite. $25 start on that. Steve's out on Kiss. Mark Fallon wants New Riders of the Purple Sage. I'm assuming this one here, Mark. Let me know if that's correct. Sell that to Mark Fallon. Greg Rogers is in on the Kiss at 55. Greg Rogers is in on the Kiss at 55. The Cars, self-titled, EX $32.99. This is just a scuff from being very, very nice. $32.99. Jason F. is at 25 on Big Audio Dynamite. Bow Wow Wow, I Want Candy, VG Plus $19.99. Tim Harper's out on Kiss, so Greg, you have that for 55. That's now going once, going twice. The Archies, Jingle Jangle, VG copy, $14.99. And Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, I Love Rock and Roll. That's a VG Plus, $19.99. Flashdance soundtrack is VG Plus, $14.99. And Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual, VG Plus, $16.99. Josh Duvall wants Bow Wow Wow. Jason F. has Big Audio Dynamite for $25. That is going once, going twice. Stacy Metternich gets the Archies. And Fred Wink wants Cyndi Lauper. I'm going to do a final call now on the Kiss Alive 2. Kiss Alive 2 is at $55 with Greg Rogers. Final call. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Mardi Gras, VG copy, $14.99. And Cosmos Factory, CCR, that's a VG copy for $14.99. So, Charlie DeFrank is at 30 on Big Audio. Josh Duvall also bid 30, so Charlie's in first. And Tim Holloway wants Joan Jett. That's sold to Tim Holloway. That is all the check condition records for this crate. Everything else is EX++, near mint minus. Fred Wink wants CCR. He says Cosmos Factory. Okay, so everything else now is going to be, our standard grading. This stuff's check condition. I will go back through that in just a second. Okay, Big Audio Dynamite's now at 32. Let's go ahead and sell Kiss so I can start another auction. Greg Rogers got that for $55. Oh, and that poster just slid out. Gene Simmons. Next auction. I've made a commitment. If we have a KISS record, it's going to be put up for auction. Let's see if this thing has a poster with it. It's got something with it. It's got the merchandise insert. I've had that belt buckle before. They're not cheap. There's the original inner sleeve. The vinyl on this is a VG copy. VG copy of this. $15 start. About a VG cover too. VG has the merchandise insert. $15 start on Gene Simmons. Big Audio Dynamite is at $32 with Josh Duvall. That's going once, going twice. Okay. Green on red. This is whom? Gravity Talks. Green on red. $29.99. More Creedence Gold. $34.99. Creedence Clearwater Greatest Hits in shrink wrap. Or more Creedence Gold. Kind of like a part 2. Hooray for Bix. Marty Grosses and his Honoris Causa Jazz Band on Riverside. Cool cover. $19.99. Mad Magazine, original motion picture soundtrack, Mad Magazine, Up the Academy. That is $24.99. Superman 3 soundtrack, $29.99. And Jewel of the Nile, $19.99. Robert Johnson, didn't you see my JJ Chad? Tim Holloway, JJ, you know what? I see it now. Let's see. Josh Duvall got Bow Wow Wow, and then Robert Johnson put JJ, and that was for Joan Jett, and I said that goes to Tim Holloway. Tim, Robert Johnson was ahead of you on Joan Jett. I missed that. So we need to change Joan Jett from Tim Holloway to Robert Johnson. And then Chris said, would you take 30 for the live White Snake from Tuesday night? I don't know where it's at. You'll have to remind me about that later. That's somewhere probably buried now because we've done a lot of shifting since then. Okay. Was this crate Atlanta or Memphis? At this point, I really don't know. I think it's a little of both. Okay, Gene Simmons, 15. Big Audio Dynamite, 33. Gene Simmons, 25. Gene Simmons, 15. Whitney wants Jewel of the Nile. So Gene Simmons is at $25, and Big Audio Dynamite is at $33. Big Audio Dynamite's at $33, and that's going once, going twice. Rocky 3 soundtrack with hype sticker contains Eye of the Tiger in shrink wrap. That's $24.99. Back to the Future soundtrack. That's the OG, $34.99. And I think, yeah, this next one's really cool. I contemplated auctioning it, but we'll straight sell it. Christmas in the Stars. The Star Wars Christmas album, $79.99. Gold stamp promo. What an awesome cover. $79.99 for the Star Wars Christmas album. $79.99. Josh Duvall's back in on Big Audio Dynamite at $35. Spencer Christensen takes Back to the Future. Final call on Gene Simmons at $25. Final call on Gene Simmons at $25. Rob Scheffler takes the Star Wars Christmas album. That's sold to Rob Scheffler. And IRS Greatest Hits. IRS, International Record Syndicate. He says he jumped the gun. He wants it, but not for $79.99. IRS Greatest Hits Volume 2 and 3. This is, International Record Syndicate. $29.99. Alternative TV, The Police, The Fall, Paolas, The Humans, The Cramps, Chelsea, Jules Holland. That is sold to Walt Cruz. He says, but I'll take it. Okay. He says he still wants it. Well, that's good. Thought you were putting it back. It's not a cheap record. Walt Cruz takes the IRS comp. Charlie DeFrank says he's out on Big Audio Dynamite, so Josh Duvall has that for $35. Going once, going twice, and we can go ahead and sell KISS to Tim Harper for $25. That's sold to Tim Harper for $25. So Big Audio Dynamite's on its final call. And UJ Miller, your bid of 26 just came in. I just sold it. Sorry. Holiday, that is an album by America with hype sticker Tin Man. $14.99. That's in shrink wrap. America, Harbor, that's got a really cool hype sticker on it with the name of the album. That is $12.99. Walt says Mad Magazine also, the first rated R movie I went to. Walt Cruz also takes the Mad Magazine soundtrack. UJ, I wish you had bid about 10 seconds sooner. I would have taken your bid. I was already calling that one sold. And by the way, this is a final call on this for $35. And I'm going to put up 2 new auctions. Kansas Leftoverture, $19.99. And 5 Nights in a Judo Arena, the Beatles on stage in Japan, $39.99. Definitely an unofficial, but that's a Beatles live in Japan, $39.99. Grant Peltzer wants America Holiday. That's really cool with the Tin Man sticker. That's sold to Grant Peltzer. The Kinks, Muswell Hillbillies, $19.99 for the Kinks. And we also have Kansas Point of No Return in shrink wrap with hype sticker, $24.99. Big Audio Dynamite sold to Josh Duvall for $35. What's my next 2 auctions? Oh, it's another Kiss album. Kiss Dynasty. Kiss Dynasty. Original inner sleeve. Vinyl is VG. Also a $15 start on this. VG vinyl. And for a $15 start, it's definitely worth this. The poster's included. It does have the poster. Kiss Dynasty, $15 start. Cover is about, probably like Kiss Alive 2, probably a VG minus. Has some tape along the cover. No cuts or clip corners. Staining on the back. $15 start on that. Inner sleeve, poster, VG vinyl, VG minus cover. Josh Duvall, first on the Kinks. Guy Goodman, you were second. Sean Rushford, 25 on Kiss. Tim Harper, 45. Scott, 15. Sean, 50. Joe Gabriel, 25. Pete W. wants Kansas Point of No Return. That's sold to Pete W. Kansas Vinyl Confessions, that's EX condition, $17.99. Kansas Audio Visions is $19.99. And this is New Monkeys. New Monkeys, $19.99. New Monkeys, $19.99. And Bonnie Raitt, 9 Lives, $9.99. Joe Sloop says Kansas, both of them. There's actually 3 in here right now, Joe. There's Leftoverture, there's Vinyl Confessions, and Audio Visions. Just let me know which one. Josh Duvall wants the New Monkeys, and Walt Cruz, you were second. There was no condition notes on Back to the Future. High bid on Kiss is $65 with Tim Harper, Tabitha Wooden on YouTube. That's going once, going twice. Going once, going twice. Let me grab a new auction over here. Seth, we may need the Japanese bin because I don't have a whole lot set aside. Well, actually I do. There's a crate. There's a crate over there right next to you, Seth, that has auction stuff I hadn't got to yet. And if you want to bring that over here, and I'll go ahead and take our we hadn't had a Japanese auction in like, it's been a while. Let's see. Aha, Hunting High and Low. Man, what a requested record. When they finally reissued this thing, we sold a ton of them, and I think everybody else did. Something we don't get a lot. It's a near mint copy, and of course it has the hit Take On Me on it. Aha is a $35 start. Joe Sloop says, Sean Rushford Back to Future price. Can I see? We've already sold that. We've already sold Back to the Future. Joe Sloop wants Leftoverture. So, Joe, you said you wanted both of them. I've got you with Leftoverture. Did you want these other 2 as well? And then Richard Davis takes Bonnie Raitt. That's sold to Richard Davis. Mark Fallon is at 35 on Aha. And Brent, we just sold Bonnie Raitt to Richard Davis. Kiss Dynasty condition. No, excuse me. Does Kiss Dynasty have the poster? Yes, it does. Poster, original inner sleeve, VG vinyl, and VG minus cover. High bid on that is $65, going twice, going 3 times. Luke Mitchell is at 35 on Aha. That's 35 to Luke Mitchell, going once, going twice. Let's go back through this crate. I'm just going to read titles. Best of J. Giles, VG Plus $14.99. Well, actually, I just read a price. Yeah, just let me read titles. If you want to know a price, just let me know. Best of J. Giles, Everything's Archie, The Archies, Merry Christmas from Bobby V, Rick Nelson, Roy Orbison, New Riders, The Adventures of Panama Red, The Cars, Flashdance, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Green on Red, which was the Gravity Falls, I think. More Creedence Gold, Hooray for Bix, Superman 3 soundtrack, Rocky 3 soundtrack, America, Five Nights in a Judo Arena, The Beatles, the Kansas Vinyl Confessions, and Kansas Audio Visions, which I think Joe Sloop wants those, but I still hadn't heard a confirmation. No, it's got a Black Sabbath, it's got an Ultimate Black Sabbath in it. Yeah, that's stuff that's on Discogs. Okay. Kiss is sold. Kiss is sold to Tim Harper for $65, and we have a couple people bidding on Aha. Aha is $37. Price and grade on Archies. The Archies is about a VG Plus cover and a VG Plus vinyl, $19.99. Rocky 3 price. Rocky 3 was $24.99. Really nice copy. What happened to it? Yeah. And some shrink wrap with the hype sticker. I don't know if I've ever seen the Eye of the Tiger soundtrack or Eye of the Tiger hype sticker. That's $24.99. And Joe says just leftoverture. Okay. Aha just got a new bidder. Brad Boland's at $38. Yes, this is the crate I was talking about. Thank you. I can go ahead and show this. These came back in stock. I don't have them priced yet, but they're $99.99. And that is Black Sabbath, the Ultimate Collection on gold vinyl. This is on gold vinyl. These are $99.99. It is a 4 LP set, the Ultimate Black Sabbath Collection, and that's on gold vinyl, $99.99. Troy Robinson said sold, and that was on Rocky. High bid on Aha right now is at $40. Got a pretty interesting novelty record here. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought I'll put it up for auction because I don't know if we've ever had one before. The original RKO General Motion Picture Classic, King Kong. And this is a Golden Records, which there's some on the back that I know I'd never seen that one before. There's a couple on the back I've never seen, like this Munsters. I know it exists, but I've yet to find that one before. And there was another one on here. Maybe this dinosaur record with the rocket. I'd never seen that, but pretty interesting. King Kong, $15 start. $15 start on that. By the way, Mark Fallon is at $40 on Aha. King Kong's at $15, or looking for a $15 start. Aha is at $40 with Mark Fallon. That's going once, going twice. I'm going to grab a new crate right now. We've got 5 crates of new vinyl, I think, with a lot of new stuff, pre-orders and whatnot. So let me get to those. All right, going twice, going 3 times on the Aha. We have that for $40. Okay, new vinyl arrivals. The Crow soundtrack, $39.99. Brandon Lee, The Crow soundtrack. That is 2 LP with the 4th side has a crow etching on it. $39.99. I can't believe those are still in stock, actually. I only have one right now. Tool, Lollapalooza, $19.93. These are on clear vinyl. $36.99. That is an unofficial from Parachute Records. Tool, Lollapalooza, $36.99. Slayer, Monsters of Rock, $19.94. The Buenos Aires broadcast, that is $36.99. That's a 2 LP live unofficial from Slayer. That's on the Fallen Angel label. They do a lot of stuff like Parachute, $36.99. And the Ramones. I've never had this one. I've had Slayer and Tool before. The Crinton Pop live broadcast from the Second Chance Saloon, 1979. The Ramones, $39.99. That's a 2 LP, also live show from the Ramones, $39.99. Adam Stein was in first on King Kong at $15. Stacy, you were second. So Adam has that for $15, going once, going twice. We're going to go ahead and sell Mark Fallon, Aha, Mark Fallon, you get AHA for $40. King Kong is going over here to slot 1. Did you see my hooray from last crate? Hooray. I did. I didn't know that was a record in here. What was that? Ah, hooray. This one right here. Gotcha. I missed that, Kenny. I thought you were saying, hooray, the Vols are going to win tomorrow or Saturday. That's so to Kenny Heathcock. Kenny's an Alabama fan, by the way. Michael Massey on the Ramones. I think I only have one of these. I do, so I'll have to take a wait list if that's okay. Jason Kenton, if you're okay with a waiting list, we're going to put you on that. That first one, though, was sold to Mike Massey. Vin Dandy gets the Crow. That's sold to Vin Dandy, the Crow soundtrack. And Walt Cruz, I'm also going to put you on the Ramones wait list if that's all right. King Kong 16, 17, 18, 18. And that's the only auction I have going as of the moment. Pearl Jam live at the Fox Theater, Atlanta, Georgia, 1994. That's also on colored vinyl, $26.99. Or the Sinatra Collected Gold. Yes, I have those. They're $44.99. Jason says he's always good with the waiting list. Guns N' Roses, Anarchy in the UK. The Marquee broadcast, 1987. This is on red vinyl. That is $39.99. Any chance there's a ban on run Japanese pressing in stock? I will check our Japanese bin, but I really don't know. Cameron Nance on Pearl Jam. Mike Massey on Guns N' Roses. Adam Stein was in first at 20 on the King Kong. And Jamie Butler on Pearl Jam as well. I told y'all we had a lot of new restocks that we haven't had in a long time. Walt's also good on the wait list for the Ramones. John Sheehan also wants a Guns N' Roses. Some of these I grabbed 2 of. Some of them I've only grabbed 1, but I was confident we could reorder them and have them in by the end of the week or by next week's invoice at the latest. So that's sold to John Sheehan. Joe Musser wants a Pearl Jam. I don't have any more of those, Joe. I don't have any more of those. So, putting you on a wait list, yep. Alice in Chains. This is a live FM broadcast from 1992. Alice in Chains. That's also on colored vinyl, $26.99. King Kong is with Stacy now at $22. Stacy, you have King Kong for $22. Benji said he would do 20 on Guns N' Roses. Everything is sticker price, especially on new vinyl. It is definitely sticker price, especially new vinyl. I'm going to go through this crate one more time and make sure there's nothing else we want to auction, and then I'm going to go ahead and start putting up some Japanese stuff. I do have a Doors album here that appears to be a first press. Let me put it up. Is this a Full Delight album? I'm not for sure. All right. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Paul Brothers. Yes, Paul Brothers also wants on the GNR, or does want on the GNR wait list. The Doors Soft Parade. This is a 1969 Monarch press. Red Electra label. Really clean. I'm going to call it EX Plus. The Doors Soft Parade. It has a punch hole on the cover. Looking for a $45 start. The Doors Soft Parade. $45 start on that. Okay, where did we get to? Stacy was at 22 on King Kong. Walt says he's good with wait list. John Sheehan, Guns N' Roses wait list. Joe Musser, Pearl Jam wait list. Paul Beal, GNR waiting list. Or excuse me, Paul Brothers. I'm getting my Pauls mixed up. And then John Wilson and William Simmons on Alice in Chains. That's sold to William Simmons and John Wilson. Adam Stein's at 25 on King Kong. And we're good now. Okay, Joni Mitchell. Carnegie Hall, 1972, the New York broadcast. This is a live Joni Mitchell, Parachute Records, $36.99. I bought 3 because I'm definitely keeping 1, and that's $36.99, live Parachute. William bid 15 on Kiss. William, you're about 30 minutes behind. You might want to check your connection. The Goo Goo Dolls Greatest Hits, $28.99. I think that brings me to my first waiting list of the night. It is. We had somebody waiting on a Goo Goo Dolls. Sean Foxbower. Sean Foxbower, I've already got you down for a Goo Goo Dolls Greatest Hits. If anybody else wants one, they're $28.99. Fred wants one, and I have 1 left. By the way, we have 211 people watching on both Facebook and YouTube, so thanks everybody for tuning in. Big Thursday show. I've got records literally stacked up all around me, so thanks everybody for watching. Lots more to come. King Kong going twice, going 3 times to Adam Stein, $25. And I was looking for a $45 start on the Door Soft Parade. Cash American 4. Cash American 4, that is $44.99. Cash American 4, that one is called The Man Comes Around. 2 LP, $49.99. I think I've got everybody caught up on a waiting list. So these I have for sale. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. I've got 5 of them. Joni Mitchell was $36.99. Joni Mitchell was $36.99. Show Pearl Jam again. I've already sold it. We already sold out. It was a live show from Atlanta, 1994. The AIC was, what was the AIC? It was a live unofficial, Paul. I can show it. And we can show Pearl Jam too, because we're going to take wait list on those. Glenn wants a Johnny Cash. Fred Wink wants a Johnny Cash. Chris Campbell on a Johnny Cash. Yes, this is the one that has Hurt on it. For the long, long time, we couldn't get these. They were like a $150 record. They're printing them now. They're in stock. I've got 2 left. So cash, cash, cash. Matt Kitchen wants a Joni Mitchell. You have me for 4 cash. Yes, I do, Brent. Yes, we pulled everybody on a wait list for that. That was the other night. Cash 5 is back in print on import version. I'll have to check that. Tim Harper also wants a cash, and so does David Tate. I can still get these. If you want on a waiting list, let me know. And Rick Chappell, I have sold out at your name. So Tim Harper got one. David Tate got one. And Rick Chappell, if you want on a waiting list, we will put you on a waiting list unless you say otherwise, because I'm going to order more. I thought that 5 would last me maybe 1 or 2 more shows, but it didn't. We sold out again. Let's go ahead and sell Adam Stein King Kong for $25. And the Doors Soft Parade. The Doors Soft Parade. I'm going to end that, so if somebody wants to buy it, it's $44.99, which is much less than I had it stickered. So pretty good deal on that, $44.99. UJ Miller says, I was before David. Cash. Did I not say his name? I had 5, right? How many did I have? 5 there. I've got Glenn, Fred, Chris, UJ, and Tim Harper. Maybe I didn't say your name, UJ. Yep. Let's see here. Glenn, Fred, Chris, Matt, and UJ Miller. Let me read that one more time. Yeah, Glenn, Fred, Chris, UJ, and Tim Harper. Okay, so there's David Tate. I ran out with you. But David asked, well, he asked after UJ, though. David asked us Hurt on Cash. So, David, we'll have to put you on a wait list for that, and so is Rick Chappell. Okay, sorry I didn't say your name. Okay, this was a big new release. Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy and the Family, No Way Out. That is $46.99. Puff Daddy and the Family, No Way Out. That was $46.99. New release, I think it's the first time on vinyl, and it's on white vinyl. Puff Daddy, let me read the wait list for that, or the pre-order. Zach Biley, Dallas Coop, Jason Ivey, Shepard Michael, Preston Rogers, Trey Phillips, Cameron Nance, Paul Brothers, and Troy Robinson. That's the Puff Daddy list. They're $46.99. I have 3 left. 3 left on Puff Daddy. First time I've ever had this on new vinyl. Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark, $31.99. Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark. That is $31.99. Lou Hetzer said sold on Puff Daddy. Let me go grab the crate of Japanese stuff. Or actually, I got this stuff here behind me too. I got stuff everywhere. Duran Duran Arena. Duran Duran Arena has the original inner sleeve. Near mint minus vinyl. Really clean copy, gatefold. That's a live Duran Duran from 1984. $25 start. Warren Zevon on glow-in-the-dark red vinyl. Excitable Boy, $28.99. Back in stock. Paul's Boutique, The Beastie Boys, $36.99. Paul's Boutique, The Beastie Boys. Those are $36.99. And a big restock of Iron Maiden Killers. That is $39.99. Iron Maiden Peace of Mind. We had Killers earlier. Peace of Mind is $39.99. It's a gatefold pressing. Really nice. I don't know if the others we've had before are gatefolds. That is $39.99. Court and Spark has helped me on it. It does. Probably my favorite Joni Mitchell song. Matt Wermeyer's at 30 on Duran Duran. Does it have the poster? I didn't see one. No, sir. No poster. Just the original inner sleeve. Matt's at 30 on that. Joe Valentine wants a Beastie Boys. Jerry Stone wants Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind. And Lou Hetzer also wants an Iron Maiden, and so does Jeffrey Walker. Those are sold and sold. Like I told y'all, I wasn't expecting to have any Iron Maiden records this week, but I found some in stock that was available. So that's all gone. If anybody wants on a wait list, please let me know. So here's what's left of this crate. Not much. This is Tool, Lollapalooza, 1993. That is $36.99. I've got one of those. Slayer, Monsters of Rock, 1994. That's $36.99. Joni Mitchell, Carnegie Hall is $36.99. Joni Mitchell, Carnegie Hall, 1972. That is 2LP. The Goo Goo Dolls Greatest Hits, $28.99. Brandon Jackson, I'm going to put you on the Iron Maiden wait list if that's okay. Let's see. Can I get on the Iron Maiden Killers wait list? You can. Joe Musser wants a Beastie Boys. I'll go ahead and show that again. Beastie Boys Paul's Boutique is $36.99. Duran Duran, by the way, is at $30. That's going twice, going 3 times. Puff Daddy, $46.99. We had about 10 people pre-order that one. I've sold one, and I've got 2 left. Puff Daddy's $46.99. Court and Spark, Joni Mitchell. I plan on keeping this if no one buys it tonight. That's why I technically ordered it. $31.99. Warren Zevon is $28.99. Red glow-in-the-dark vinyl. That has Werewolves of London on it and Lawyers, Gun, and Money. Lawyers, Guns, and Money, plural. And then the last copy of Paul's Boutique, $36.99. Track list on Joni, Carnegie Hall. This Flight Tonight, Electricity, Cold Blue Steel, and Sweet Fire. Big Yellow Taxi, Blue, for free. Banquet, All I Want, A Case of You, Story About Carrie, Lesson in Survival. Woodstock, You Turn Me On, I'm a Radio. For the Roses, Both Sides Now, My Old Man, and The Circle Game. That is $36.99. I've got 2 of those left. John Wilson takes Warren Zevon. Fred Wink, you were second on that one. Let's go ahead and sell Matt Duran Duran. Matt Wermeyer, you get the Duran Duran for $30. I'm going so fast I don't even have time to put up 2 auctions at a time. This Megadeth here isn't the exact pressing that we've had recently. You know, we have these in stock for $38.99. This is a little bit different pressing. It's got a different hop sticker, and I'm pretty sure it's just an older pressing, but nothing for sure like an OG. It's still a 180 gram reissue, but a little bit different version. This is the same version that we had last time, that when I got down to 1 or 2 copies, they were like $75 and $100 on eBay and Discogs, and that's what I sold the last 2 copies we had for. So I'll put this up for auction, $35 start. That's cheaper than what we have the other ones in stock for. So that is a $35 start on that one. Do y'all still have the Rush Permanent Waves? We do. Permanent Waves is $79.99. Cameron Nance takes the last Beastie Boys. Greg Rogers wants on the Peace of Mind list. You got it. That was crate number 2 of 7 of new vinyl tonight. And I'm also going to grab our next crate of vintage stuff. Then probably we'll go back-to-back new crates after this one, because we have a lot to get to. Lou Hetzer said sold on the Rush. Josh Duvall's at 45 on Megadeth. And I'm also going to get another auction started. Rewinding. Yeah, some people go back through and rewind the feed and rewatch until they get called up. What did I do with that crate of new vinyl? Is it underneath this one? Nope. It must be one I've already showed. Nope. Nope. What happened to it? Oh, it's right over here. Yeah, Permanent Waves. That's sold to Lou Hetzer. I didn't get an invoice for the Killers Hits, if you can add that to this week. Okay, I think I still got one of those. Put down Matt Ketchrin for a Killers Direct Hits. All right. Let's see. And Paul Brothers said count. Let me know what that was, Paul. Next auction. I've got a copy of... What do we got here? I think we've put this up before. I really don't remember, but it's Black Sabbath featuring Tony Iommi, 7th star. I'm pretty sure we've had this before, but I really can't remember if I've auctioned it already. So here's what I'm going to do. A $1 start. Black Sabbath, 7th star. Ultrasonically cleaned already. I listened to this the other night. I'm pretty sure I've put it up for auction already, but it has the original inner sleeve. It's a very clean copy. Black Sabbath. That's just a $1 start. By the way, Megadeth is at $50 with Fred Wink. Paul Brothers wants Court and Spark. It's Court and Spark. Gotcha. My bad. That's sold to Paul Brothers. And $1 start on Black Sabbath. We have Starship, Knee Deep in the Hoopla, $19.99. What is the Judas Priest in the other crate? The other Judas Priest is Sad Wings of Destiny, $36.99. Sad Wings of Destiny, $36.99. Josh Duvall's at $55 on Megadeth. Jefferson Starship, Nuclear Furniture, $19.99. Jay Giles Band, Showtime, $19.99. Boz Scaggs, Greatest Hits, $19.99. Steve Miller Band, Live, that is $19.99. And Retrospective, The Best of Buffalo Springfield, $34.99. Boy, that feels heavy. Steve Miller Band, Book of Dreams, $19.99. And Joe Walsh, But Seriously Folks, has a promo sticker on the front and has, yeah, it's a promo copy. Has the radio station markings, WLKE. It's got them on the label. It's a white label promo of that, $19.99. Black Sabbath is at $15. Guy Goodman wants a Joni Mitchell at Carnegie Hall. Sell that to Guy Goodman. Black Sabbath is now at $15. And then the Megadeth piece sales. Megadeth is at $55 with Josh Duvall. $55 going once, going twice. And Black Sabbath, 7th star, near mint copy, is at $15. Fred Wink takes to Joe Walsh. That's sold to Fred. Steve Miller Band, Abracadabra. That's $19.99. Some nice Steve Miller albums in here. The Judd's Greatest Hits, $34.99. We sold one of those the other night. Sawyer Brown, Outgoing Catton. Sawyer Brown, $24.99. John Anderson, Eye of a Hurricane, is $9.99. The Pretenders, Learning to Crawl, $19.99. Eurythmics and Aretha Franklin, Sisters Are Doing It for Themselves. That's $19.99. Hank Williams Jr.'s Greatest Hits Volume 2, $24.99. And Men at Work Cargo is $19.99. Fred Wink on JW, I've already pulled that. Fred's at $60 on Megadeth. Adam Stein is at $16 on Black Sabbath, new bid. This is Delight with Bootsy and Q-Tip, $39.99. What is Love? Groove is in the Heart. Some kind of 1990. Wow, 1990. That's $39.99. David Tate on Hank Williams Jr. Black Sabbath at $20. Have two people at $20, now $21. Jason F. on the Delight. Josh Duvall was second. Fred Wink is at $60 on the Megadeth. That's now going once, going twice. And Black Sabbath is at $24. Eddie Money, Can't Hold Back with Hype Sticker, Take Me Home Tonight. That is $19.99. Eddie Money in shrink wrap and Hype Sticker. Marshall Crenshaw, Mary Jean and 9 Others, $24.99. Huey Lewis and the News, Small World, is $19.99. The Pretenders, Get Close, Gold Stamp Promo, that's $19.99. And Big Science, Laurie Anderson in shrink wrap, that's $24.99. Jason was first at Delight. Josh was second. Black Sabbath, $24, $25, $25. And Calvin Ward was first to Eddie Money. And Tanner, that one was $19.99. So two people at $25 on Black Sabbath. Fred was in first, Adam. And then Final Call on Megadeth. Fred has that for $60. That's going twice, going 3 times. Bachman Turner Overdrive, Not Fragile. That is $14.99. Jay Ferguson, Thunder Island, $19.99. And we just posted the link to our group. If you're not in our Facebook group, please make sure you join. We post pre-orders there, exclusive deals, and a lot of on-sale records. A lot. I post two or three crates a day of on-sale flip crates. Blowout, like new vinyl, $20. A lot of stuff that used to be $30 and $40. Jeffrey Walker first to the Pretenders. Josh Duvall back in on Megadeth at $62. Adam back in on Black Sabbath at $26. Groovin', the Young Rascals, $29.99. The Best of Jethro Tull Volume 2. Nice looking copy. That's $19.99. I think we're about to go through a streak of Jethro Tull albums. This happens a lot. Under Wraps is $19.99. Jethro Tull A is $19.99. Heavy Horses is $19.99. Songs from the Wood is $19.99. And Blue Oyster Cult Extraterrestrial Live, hadn't seen that in a while, $29.99. How much was the Huey? Huey Lewis and the News. I went through a streak of really good albums there just a moment ago. What happened to that one? Yeah, Small World was $19.99. Fred Wink, first to BOC. Fred's also at 63 on Megadeth. And Adam Stein is at 26 on Black Sabbath. Adam's at 26 on Black Sabbath. That's going once, going twice. Fred's at 63 on Megadeth. That's Blue Oyster Cult, self-titled, their first album, $19.99. Tim Holloway asked how much Huey was. Tim, if you don't want it, it looks like Matt wants it. So let me know. That's sold to either Tim or Matt. Fred is backing on Black Sabbath at 28. RJ says he's out. And Fred also wants the other BOC. So RJ wants Under Wraps and A by Jethro Tull. These are really clean copies, by the way. Those are both sold to RJ Myers. There's Heavy Horses. Where did we get to? Jethro Tull. Sparks is $39.99. Pulling Rabbits Out of a Hat. Sparks, $39.99. Pulling Rabbits Out of the Hat. I'll take as long as I was first. You were. Yeah, you asked about it, so you had dibs. So Matt, Tim ended up getting the Huey Lewis. Robbie Robertson. That is $29.99. Robbie Robertson was in a band called The Band, right? Black Sabbath is $28 with Fred Wink. That's now going twice, going 3 times. And Megadeth is at 63. Fred has both of those, 63 and 28. Never mind, Adam's at 30 on Black Sabbath. Sarah Brightman, the songs that got away. The songs that got away. $19.99. Turn, 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 The Byrds, $29.99. This is a really nice Columbia Mono 2i, $29.99. How much for both Steve Millers? There's several Steve Millers in here. There's Abracadabra, $19.99. Book of Dreams, same price. And the Steve Miller Band Live. Yep. Absolutely Live, The Doors, $44.99. Well, this album always has a lot of ring wear on it. This one's very clean. The Doors, Absolutely Live, $44.99. And An American Prayer, Jim Morrison, music by The Doors. This has the booklet with it, $34.99. Okay, we're still bidding on Black Sabbath, but we can end Megadeth. That is sold to Fred Wink for $63. And then Black Sabbath is at $31. Book of Dreams and Live best price, $19.99. Everything is sticker price right now. The Doors 13 is $34.99. So my best price is $19.99. Fred Wink is at $31 on Black Sabbath. The Doors Strange Days. This is a 1967 CTH press, $64.99. The Doors Strange Days. Stereo, $64.99. Adam Stein's at $33 on Black Sabbath. And the Manish Boys, Davy Jones, and the Lower Third, $24.99. That's a 10-inch. Let me grab this crate of Japanese vinyl so I can get it over here to the right side of me. Boy, that's heavy. Y'all probably heard me struggling with that. Wow. What is The Doors 13? No, The Doors 13 is a compilation. Janis Joplin's Greatest Hits, Japanese pressing. What's that? Seth said, don't show this. I'm showing it again. Okay, let's do Best of Blondie. Best of Blondie. Best of Blondie. Seth said there's something wrong with the Janis Joplin. So, we can still auction it. Best of Blondie. This is a VG Plus. This one has, let's see, yeah, it has a sleeve, or that's more like a needle drop. That's not a sleeve scuff. Needle drop right here and right here. Definitely not audible though. Best of Blondie. These Japanese records, I'm sure y'all have now, most of y'all watching have had a cycle of buying these from us. And you'll know if I say something has a sleeve scuff on it or a needle drop, that's a non-audible mark that, I mean, it's not even, it's worth noting if you're cosmetically, but if you go and actually listen to it, 9 times out of 10, it's a well, that's why we call it a non-audible mark. You'll never really, you won't be able to notice it. This is got the Japanese lyric insert with it. It's complete with the obi, and that's a $45 start. The Best of Blondie. $45 start on that. Let me go back up to the top, make sure, up to the top. Okay, so last bid on Black Sabbath was $33 with Adam Stein. That's going twice, going 3 times. Fred says he's out. Let's see. Japanese, we will do that in just a second. What was the price on Manish? That was $24.99. $24.99. Is Rapture on Blondie full version or edit? I don't know. Will that say on the label, or is that some kind of variant that you have to listen to? I don't know. There's no timing on it either. I don't know. Zachary Smith is at $45. Jason Ivy said he will take the live Steve Miller Band. Price on BOC. They are both already sold. The Kingsman, Volume 2. That is $14.99. And Commitment, Bob Darren. That is $54.99. Commitment, Bob Darren. The Golden Rock Hits of Jerry Lee Lewis, $9.99 in shrink wrap. Dale Shannon sings Hank Williams. That is $29.99. Black Sabbath is sold to Adam Stein for $33. Zachary Smith has Best of Blondie for $45. That's going once, going twice. James Dawson said it's the full version. Also has a longer versatile of atomic. Wow, that's a very big word. Fred Wink on JIL or JLL. That's Jerry Lee Lewis. That's sold to Fred Wink. Victor Boynton, you were second on that one. Roy Orbison, Laminar Flow, $19.99. The Crickets, Something Gold, Something New, Something Blue, Something Else. $24.99 on the Crickets. And $9.99 High Energy Plan. $19.99 for $9.99. Dale Shannon wants Dale Shannon. Wow. That's a first on Coletco. Dale Shannon gets Dale Shannon. Final bid on the Best of Blondie, or final call, $45, going twice, going 3 times. And then I'm going to put up 2 new records. $9.99, The Biggest Prize in Sport. That's in shrink wrap, $19.99. $9.99, 13th Floor Madness. That is $19.99. And The Biggest Tour in Sport, $9.99. That's also $19.99. Star Trek, the original film, motion picture soundtrack, $24.99. And David Bowie Labyrinth is $74.99. David Bowie Labyrinth. We don't get that too often. John Wilson is at $46 on Blondie. Let me grab a new auction then, because that one's going to look like continue. We have, let me read off the titles in here. I really can't get it over to the camera, but here's what I have in the Japanese band. Queen, the Beatles, Supertramp, Allman Brothers, Carole King, Eric Clapton, the Beatles, Duke Ellington, Wings, Santana, Sade, Loudness, Asia, Michael Jackson, the Beatles, the Allman Brothers, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Elton John, Billy Joel, the band, Bob Dylan, Elton or John Lennon, the Rolling Stones, Miles Davis, Duran Duran, Michael Jackson, Blondie, Beach Boys, No Nukes, Simon and Garfunkel, Jackson Brown, Bob Marley, and Bob Marley. Let's see here. Back up to the top, John Wilson was at 46 on Blondie. Robert Johnson on ST, that's Star Trek, Robert Johnson. Wyatt Akins wants 999. Wyatt, there's a bunch. Let me know which one you want. There's actually 4 in here. Just let me set those out for right now. Wyatt was first to claim those. Very first one. Zachary Smith is at 48 on Blondie. Did you say $74.99 for Labyrinth? Yes, Labyrinth is $74.99. Let's see, Loudness, Which Beatles Wings, 999 Tour, and where did Wyatt say which one he wanted? The very first one? The first 9. Okay. Wyatt gets this 999. That's sold to Wyatt. Spencer, if you want Labyrinth, it's yours. If not, it's sold to Zach Kroll. Zach gets Labyrinth if you pass. Loudness, Witch Beetle's Wings, and then Brad Bolin wants 999 Tour and Sport. I got away. Who got Megadeth? Josh, that was sold to Fred for $63. Michael Jackson Thriller. Michael Jackson Thriller. Let's see here. Which Loudness? I'll show that in 1 second. And by the way, if anybody does want, we got Lamberts in the bin. We may have some people who don't want an original. So the restock or the repress of Labyrinth is in stock. $28.99 for a new one. $28.99. $28.99. If anybody wants a new one, the originals have always been pricey. Okay, John Wilson's at 49 on Blondie. Seeking a Japanese band on the run. We don't have one of those tonight. The Michael Jackson is Thriller. Zachary Smith first in on Blondie, and Brad Bolin wants 13th Floor. That's sold to Brad Bolin. Okay. Star Trek. Star Trek is $24.99. 3 exciting adventure stories. City Heat, original motion picture soundtrack, Clint Eastwood and Burt Reynolds. That's $19.99. Burt Reynolds' Sharky's Machine is $19.99. And the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas soundtrack, that's also $24.99. Let's see. Jason F. says, I'll take a Labyrinth reissue. So that's sold to Jason F. Condition on Labyrinth OG. I thought we already sold it. Oh, he was asking. He had dibs on it. The condition is beautiful. It is got the original inner sleeve. The vinyl is near mint minus, and the cover is about a VG plus. Spencer, that's yours if you want it. If not, that's Zach Kroll's. Blondie 51. And Crystal says, I'll take a new one as well. I've got about 4. I've got a bunch on the back shelf too. I've got plenty of those if anybody else wants one. Crystal, I've got you down for one. Zachary Smith's at 55 on Blondie. Did I just grab something else to put up for auction? I guess I didn't. Tim Holloway and Tanner, that one was $24.99. He said Zach can have it. Okay. So Zach gets the Labyrinth OG. Zach, that's yours. Blondie's at $55 with Zachary Smith. Next auction. Queen, Night at the Opera. This one has a little bit of discoloration on the cover. Japanese press with blue obi. This is a $55 start. Really nice vinyl. And it has the Japanese insert with it. That is a $55 start. $55 start. John is at 56 on Blondie. Crystal said never mind, and Zach's out on Blondie. So I guess Crystal does not want a David Bowie. Queen Night at the Opera is a $55 start. VG Plus cover. Because of that, any more Labyrinth reprints? Yes, we got a bunch of them. And Wolves Council, we've already sold all the BOC. Here's what's left in this bin. We have Starship, Knee Deep in the Hoopla, Jefferson Starship, J. Giles Showtime, Boz Scaggs Hits, The Best of Buffalo Springfield, Steve Miller Band Book of Dreams, Steve Miller Band Abracadabra, The Judd's Greatest Hits, Sawyer Brown, John Anderson, The Pretenders Learning to Crawl, Eurythmics and Aretha Franklin, Men at Work, Marshall Crenshaw, Laurie Anderson, Bachman Turner Overdrive, Jay Ferguson, The Young Rascals, Jethro Tull, Sparks, Robbie Robertson, Sarah Brightman, The Byrds, The Doors, and actually, I got another one to add to that didn't sell earlier. The Doors, David Bowie, The Manish Boys, The Kingsmen, Commitment, Bob Darin, Roy Orbison, The Crickets, 999, Star Trek, City Heat soundtrack, and Sharky's Machine soundtrack. Okay, so Crystal passed on David Bowie Labyrinth. Ryan Barber, if you want one, just let us know. It's available. Wolves Council, we've already sold both BOCs. Freddie Milford, if you want to bid on Queen, it's a $55 start on that one. It's just the Memphis collection. Most of this stuff here came from Atlanta, so we're selling a lot from 2 different collections, Atlanta and Memphis. The Men at Work was $14.99, Matt, and Lou Hetzer wants the Manish Boys. Lou Hetzer gets the Manish Boys. Steve Botsford is in on Queen at $55. We can go ahead and sell Blondie. That is sold to Zachary Smith for $55. $55. Freddie Milford also bid, I'll lay that right there actually, Freddie also bid 55. Steve Botsford was in first. Arm Lazelle on Robbie Robinson. Robbie Robinson. That was right in here. And Matt says, I'll take Men at Work. Let's see here. Men at Work was a little bit further in the back. And Tanner, it's $14.99. Whenever I get to it. Yeah, that's $14.99. That's Matt Wermeyer's. And I hadn't pulled Robbie Robinson yet. Yep, that's R.M. Lazelle's. Freddie Milford's at 60 on Queen. Next Japanese auction is Supertramp, Breakfast in America. This is near mint all the way well. And John Wilson said, I had Blondie at 56. Was there a new bid on that? Who did I say? John Wilson, Blondie 56. Blondie 56. Zachary. Okay, yeah. And then Zachary said he's out. I'm glad I caught that. Or John, I'm glad you caught that. John Wilson has Blondie at $56. My bad. Well, I'm glad y'all are watching that. That's my third mistake tonight. And I'm not saying I'm perfect usually on these sales, but I've missed 2 claims and I've missed a bid now. That's 3 mistakes. That means the show's over. We got to sign off for the night. Right, Tanner? Tanner said no. I'm forgiven. Supertramp, Breakfast in America. Let me just put it this way. It'll be hard to find a better one. It's complete with inserts. I think that's plural because I think there's maybe an inner sleeve and an insert, and then the Obi, $55 start on that. Okay, so John Wilson got Blondie at 60. Freddie Milford's at 60 on the Queen. John Wilson got Blondie at 56. Price on the Star Trek. This is the only Star Trek record that has not sold tonight. That is $24.99. That's on the Peter Pan label. Yeah, surprisingly, Sparks hadn't sold. First Doors in the bin. The Door is absolutely live. Sherry, it was $44.99, and that sold to Sherry. Davey Blair price on the Doors 13. Yeah, that's like a greatest hits. Let me find that. It is $34.99. Light My Fire, People Are Strange, Backdoor Man, Touch Me, Love Me 2 Times, Hello, I Love You, and Others. That's $34.99. A monster should fix the problem. I've got one right here next to me I hadn't finished yet. Do you have any Van Halen Japanese singles tonight? I have a box set that I'm going to show in just a second. Eddie Bruce is at 55 on Supertramp, and Steve Botsford is in on the Queen Night at the Opera at 62. Debbie said sold on the Doors. Debbie said sold on the Doors. Robert Johnson said Star Trek sold. Star Trek sold. Thank you, Ed. Yeah, here is the Van Halen singles box set. This is $144.99. I only have one, but I can get more. It's 13 Japanese 7-inch singles on red vinyl. They all have unique Japanese sleeves with them. It's a little bit of like a flip case. That's $144.99. Japanese, the singles box set. That is $144.99. If anybody wants one. Yep, red vinyl. Okay, what have we got next? Let me see what's in this one. Yeah, let's go through this one. Can we get a copy? We sold out of all of them. Actually, we don't have enough, but I definitely need to show it tonight so I can read off the list. The Stranger Things, they're behind the counter. We actually didn't have enough come in. And then I've got Top Gun over here, so I'll show that probably right now. But if we can get a copy of Stranger Things, I will show that. Supertramp, going twice, going 3 times to Eddie Bruce for 55. Queen, going twice, going 3 times to Steve Botsford. I'm about to sell those. Any Van Halen balance? No. I haven't had one since February. I wish. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, $28.99. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. This is the first time this version has been reissued and available in quite some time. There's an expanded edition we've had for $50. We still have one in stock, but this is the first time I've had a single disc reissue of this in a long time. That's $28.99. The Cranberries, Dreams, the collection, that is $36.99. And let me go ahead and show this. The new Stranger Things is out tomorrow. This is season 4, $44.99, 2 LPs. Of course, it has all the stuff you've been hearing all year, Kate Bush and Journey, and has the poster with it. Stranger Things season 4. I don't have any to sell right now. I've got another 10 being delivered tomorrow. Let me read through this list right quick. It's quite extensive of everybody who pre-ordered it. And everybody got one on here except I think Jennifer, I'm going to have to do a count before we, by the way, before we key these in, we need to double check everything. But I think everyone except Jennifer Stem got one. That's where I ran out. Bob Reiger, Tracy Poston, Kevin Squires, Susie Breedlove, Tillman Smoot, Chris Kirkley, Zach Biley, Cody Chandler, Kenny Bell, Jerry Stone, Zachary Franklin, Brian White, Brent Alverson, Paul Brothers, Seth Hackett. Now, Seth, isn't that a little... I mean, is that really necessary? Seth got 3. Matt Algram, Brady Pate, Trista Ward, Dakota Wilkie, Melissa Davis, Robbie Reasanover, Trey Phillip, Dylan Weishaupt, Jason Shout, Keith Conseco, Kevin Schreiner, Lasley King, Jason Ivey, Mike Douglas, Kyle Davis, Gregory Griffin, Stacy Metternich, David Cox, and Jennifer Stem. I've got more of these coming tomorrow. If you want one, let me know. Let me know. Stranger Things 4 soundtrack is $44.99. This one is already claimed. I just had to bring it over here so everybody knows. That is probably the biggest release of the week. Probably for sure, especially for us. Okay, Chris Ligero. I may be close. Chris, I got you down for a Johnny Cash. Have you bought from us before? I'm not for sure, but I'm putting you down for Johnny Cash. If you haven't, let me know. Go ahead and put down Spencer Christensen for a Stranger Things 4. The Cherry Pie come in. No, Cherry Pie doesn't have Ode to Tipper Gore. Cherry Pie's due out maybe next week, I think. Joe Musser wants a Stranger Things, and so does UJ Miller. Y'all will most likely have those on next week's invoice, but don't hold me to that. Eddie Bruce gets Supertramp for $55, and Queen, Chris says he's bought from you. Okay, thank you. Well, welcome back. I got you down for a Johnny Cash. Queen Night at the Opera is sold to Steve Boxer for $62. Spencer says, take me off Stranger Things. Well, that was fast. We put you on there and right back off. Cranberries is $36.99. I'm going to show these at the same time. This is a Van Halen broadcast. They come in 2 different volumes, which I'm assuming you would want them in a pair. That's Volume 1 and Volume 2. $31.99. Van Halen Hurricane, Volume 1 and Volume 2. That is $31.99. And I'm assuming whoever wants one will want the pair. But that is a full show if you buy both of them from Maryland, 1982, Van Halen. I've got 2 sets. 2 sets. Lou Hitzer and UJ Miller. That was fast. And then I'll have to take wait list on those. But that's the only thing I have. Those are $31.99 a piece. Let's see here. Okay, Stranger Things. Chad, I've been meaning to ask you, when do you sleep? Daytime. I sleep kind of in the day. Yeah, kind of. Whitney Croy on Johnny Cash. Lou Hetzer, you got the first Van Halen set. UJ Miller, you got the second. Has Jennifer Lopez been on vinyl? Yes, she had a new release come out today. I got a special order for that for somebody. I'll show it and see if anybody else wants one. Tim Harper on the Van Halen wait list, and so is Kevin Moore. Tim Harper and Kevin Moore on that Van Halen wait list. Stevie Ray Vaughan, the Reading Festival. Reading? I'm sure there wasn't much reading going on there. Reading Festival, 1983. And this also has bonus tracks from a live show in Manchester and in the UK. That is $36.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan. That's a 2LP live, $36.99. Parachute Records, $36.99. Also, Queensryche. This one's called Promised Land. Also on clear vinyl, $38.99. Queensryche, Promised Land. That's $38.99. NWA, Straight Outta Compton, $36.99. Glenn Bodnar wants a Stevie Ray Vaughan. Y'all got to remind me about these auctions. I don't have anything going right now. How about Allman Brothers and Carole King's Tapestry? Let's see. Brent Rabley also wants a Stevie Ray Vaughan. So, Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore. This is a Japanese press. No obi, but it is extremely nice. I think we've had one time, maybe this record of an obi, and it went triple digits, I'm pretty sure. Has the Japanese insert with it. Classic concert. It also has a Dwayne Allman tribute book. This is a $45 start. Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore. Japanese pressing. Vinyl's near mint. No obi. Really nice cover too. $45 start on that. And Carole King's Tapestry. Another near mint Japanese pressing. This one is really nice. An album essential. $45 start on that. Carole King Tapestry. Chuck Wilson, is that right? On NWA. Chuck Wilson on NWA, Vamp on YouTube. And Lenny Kravitz's Greatest Hits, $48.99. Lenny Kravitz's Greatest Hits, 2 LPs, $48.99. AC/DC live in Johnson City, 1988. That's on red vinyl. Live in Johnson City. That's right, $39.99. Allman Brothers, 45. Allman Brothers, 45. I've got 2 of those AC/DCs. Judas Priest, Ram It Down, $26.99. Scott Williams is in on the Allman Brothers for $50. Nirvana, Incesticide. This is the 2 LP, 45 RPM cut that sounds phenomenal. Nirvana, Incesticide, $59.99. Doug says missed NWA. Doug, if you want one, I'm definitely going to order another or a couple, and I can have you one next week if you want one. Okay, now let me show these Spice Girls. Okay, yeah, these 2 are sold. One of these are Troy Robinson's. Set the other side for Josh. Now I can show the 2 different versions. There's 2 different releases of this. This one here is a Spice Girls Spice World 25th Anniversary Limited Edition 2 LP set. So this one is $49.99. That's 2 LPs. And this one is $49.99. It's a single LP on clear vinyl. So there's a clear vinyl version and a 2 LP. And this is a new release for tomorrow. Spice Girls Spice World 25, which is Spice World 25th Anniversary pressing. So 2 different versions, a 2 LP or a single LP on clear vinyl. They're both $49.99. We had 50 on the Allman Brothers. Is that Johnson City, Tennessee? You know, I really don't know. It doesn't really say. It just says Johnson City. Somebody look up AC/DC tour dates in 1988, and we can confirm that. So that's, I don't think that's Johnson City, Tennessee. I'd be very, well, I don't know, it may be. I'd be very surprised if it was, though. I think that's maybe like somewhere else. Brian Hummel's at 51 on the Allman Brothers. Bob Corrier said Van Halen, AC/DC. I'm pretty sure Bob wants one of these, and then Bob, let me know if you were also wanting one of those Van Halen live sets I had earlier. Jason F. said he will take a Spice Girls Clear. So that's this one right here. And Aries wants a Spice Girls 2 LP. That's Paul Brothers. Got my Paul straight tonight. Was that the only NWA? Yes, that's the only NWA. I got a 2 LP. Yes, Troy, you got a 2 LP. And Bob Corrier just wants an AC/DC. Okay, we already got you down. And Walt Cruz says he'll take a Spice Girls Clear. I only had one, so Walt, I will put you on a waiting list for that. It is Johnson City, Tennessee. Wow, Johnson City, October 23rd, 1988. That's pretty cool for Tennessee folks here. AC/DC. How would you like to have been at that? $39.99. That is on red vinyl. That is on red vinyl. Garbage. This is a new release. This is an import only, hence the price. It's $59.99. But this is Garbage Anthology on yellow vinyl. Transparent yellow vinyl, $59.99. New release, $59.99. Is there more than one Queensryche Promised Land? Yes, there's more than one. I've got 2 copies right here in this bin. The clear vinyl went to Jason F. The Spice Girls Clear. It was before you called him. You said Huddleston. Josh Huddleston. Yes, our Josh. Yeah. Michael Massey on a Garbage Anthology. Jason F. said he can have Spice Girls Clear. Okay, so Jason F. saying give his to Walt Cruz. Paul Beal also wants Garbage. And yes, this is a import only. So that means there's extra fees when my distributor, and then when they sell them to me, they're for like, it's an import. It's more for some reason. They're not like pressing them in the States, which is weird because some things are pressed overseas, but they're like standard pricing anyway. I really don't understand the full ins and outs of that, but that's what that is. That's $59.99. One to Mike, one to Paul Beal. Adam was at that show. Adam, how was it? Do you remember it? And Kenny Heathcock says, I'll take one. Is that like Garbage Greatest Hits? Yes, Anthology is Garbage Greatest Hits Anthology, 1995 to 2022. Includes Rare Track, Transparent Yellow Vinyl. That is $59.99. Johnny Cash, The Christmas Spirit, $26.99. That's on red vinyl. I had a wait list for this. Let's pull Tracy A. Garbage. And the wait list for Johnny Cash, I know it from memory. I don't even have to pull it up. Brent Rabley and Debbie Blair. That's Johnny Cash, The Christmas Spirit on red vinyl, $26.99. Now, this is probably this is my favorite release of the week. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. We've already opened it up, and we've already listened to side one pregame here at the store. Exceptionally good. Quiet. When Do It Again came on, very loud. Had great instrument separation. This is for the digital copy. Now, if you want to spend about $165, sometime next week, we'll have a $165 version that's hopefully sounds even better. This right here sounds pretty dang good for $36.99. This is the first time this has ever been repressed. And it's one of the greatest albums of all time. It blows my mind. But this is the first time it's been mass-produced, repressed within the last several years, probably since, how many?
It's 50th anniversary.
Yeah, it's 50th anniversary. And I'm sure they pressed them in the 80s, represses. But this is a really good, it's a gatefold. Strong jacket, has a polyline bag. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill, $36.99. Joseph Snow wants a Johnny Cash. Jay Parr, how much was AC/DC? I am sold out, Jay, but if you want one, I can still get them. They're on red vinyl. They're $39.99. Paul Brothers also wants a Johnny Cash, and Greg Hagewood wants a Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. I do have a wait list for that. I'm reading that off at this moment. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. Jerry Stone, you're at the top. Jerry Stone, Kevin Kubina, Michael Potts, Sherry Darnell, Bill Toe, Sean Crupper, Brian White, Randy Scarborough, Kevin Willis, Conrad Murak, Rich Recor, Matt Algram, Philip Young, and Greg Rogers. That is $36.99. Speaker's Corner. Yes, which was another audio file. I don't know if, I guess probably in the late 80s was the last time they pressed this as like a standard release. $36.99. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. Can't Buy a Thrill. Okay. Was my name on Johnny Cash Christmas? Yes, it was. I have totally forgot about our two auctions back here. We've kind of showed some stuff and we got distracted. Spice Girls and all that complicated stuff I was showing. I've got Brian Hummel at $51 on the Allman Brothers. Going twice, going three times. Carol did not get a bid, so if anybody wants to buy it now, Carole King Tapestry is $44.99. Carole King Tapestry, $44.99. Let me just slide that in the front of that crate. I don't know, I've already shown that. So 51 on Allman Brothers, going twice, going three times. As I said earlier, let me go ahead and do back-to-back crates of new vinyl. Tim Harper takes the Carole King for $44.99. The reason is I've got a lot tonight, and I need to start showing some of it now. This bin here has some restocks and new releases in it. So let me show this one first. This is a surprise restock. Let me go ahead and do this because I don't want to wait any longer because I have a bunch of them and hopefully I sell a bunch of them. I got a restock of this, which is surprising. Like I said, I've been able to get a few Iron Maiden. I've got a stack of these, which is Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. They're $36.99. Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, 180 gram UK press. That is $36.99. Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Haven't had those in stock for quite some time. I've got 20 of them. So Tim Harper got the Carole King. Did I pull that out? Did we pull that out? Did I lay that out? I think I did.
What's that?
Carole King, the Japanese press. I did. What do it? It was right. Oh, right here. This is sold to Tim Harper. Tim Harper, you got the Carole King for $45. Grant Peltzer, you were second. Any plans for a Black Friday sale? Of course. Of course. We'll announce that a little bit later in the month. Joe Gabriel on Iron Maiden. Freddie Milford on Iron Maiden. And Kevin Moore on Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Greg Preston also wants one. I have 16 left. Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Okay, In here, we have the following. Todd Pratt, Iron Maiden, Seventh Son. One sold to Todd Pratt, $36.99. Usually don't get stuff like that in, especially in that kind of quantity. I was shocked. Also, let's announce this one. I want to do this one. I'll wait. There was a huge restock announced. I just checked my cart. We'll have them first of the week. I will make a post, but you want to make sure you're knowing when this comes in. It will be first of next week. That's all I'm telling you. The Who BBC Sessions, $33.99. The Who BBC Sessions. When I have all the details figured out, I may announce it tomorrow night and we'll take names live for it. We may sell out live during the show for a pre-order that I don't even have in hand, but it's something I couldn't believe was shipping next week, or it actually shipped today. We'll have them next week. The Who BBC Sessions, $33.99. Tim Harper said, let Peltzer have my Carole King. So Grant Peltzer, you get Carole King instead of him, $45. Any Iron Maidens left? I've got plenty, $36.99. I have them in the front of the other crate. I should have about 15 left now. Lou Hetzer, yes. Lou, let us know if you want one. Oh, Maiden, I thought it said, is there any? I add words sometimes. Lou Hetzer gets one. The Who BBC Sessions, $33.99. I've got two of those. Pronounce Lynyrd Skynyrd. This is a music on vinyl version, $38.99. Pronounce Lynyrd Skynyrd. Herbie Hancock, Headhunters, $38.99. The Who, Who's Next. This is technically a music on vinyl remaster. That's $38.99. And the Best of Dire Straits, Private Investigations. This is $39.99. This was actually an import that's on sale, so I got the price them a lot cheaper than they usually are. They're on sale for us, so they're on sale for you. This is normally, I think, like $59.99, and I've sold them for that before. The Best of Dire Straits, $39.99. I have two of those. This is an all-star tribute to Rush, $36.99. 2LP red vinyl, $36.99. All-star tribute to Rush. Wow, Jackie Lee's on here. Jack Russell, Billy Sheehan. That is $36.99. Todd Pratt on Dire Straits. Yeah, the original MSRP on this is $50. So some of the stuff in here are actually imports that are on sale. There's another crate full of them. One of my distributors is running a huge sale on imports, which means I'm going to be able to price them cheaper for y'all. So Dire Straits, that's $39.99. That's sold to Todd Pratt. The other one's sold to Freddie Milford, and I still can get these. If anybody else wants one, please let me know. Brent Rabley, you will be first on a wait list if that's okay. The Rush Tribute is $36.99. This is a new release for tomorrow. The Police Ghost in the Machine Picture Disc. Limited edition picture disc, $49.99. It includes bonus tracks. That's $49.99. The Police Ghost in the Machine. Another new release for tomorrow. Billy Joel live at Yankee Stadium, June 22nd, 23rd, 1990. Brand new live album, 3 LPs, 22 tracks at Yankee Stadium. That is $64.99. Stephen Roberts also wants a Dire Strait. Did I miss a Miles Davis? You did not. I'll put one up right now, though. So finally, let's go ahead and put up two new auctions. I'm forgetting about them in the back. We have so much stuff to show. Allman Brothers is sold for $51 to Brian Hummel. Let me pull two new auctions up. First is The Beatles, Abbey Road. Boy, this is nice. Cover, vinyl, inner sleeve, insert, everything very, very nice on this one. $65 start. Near mint minus, of course, high quality Japanese pressing. And Miles Davis at Carnegie Hall. This is a $45 start. Another really nice, if I can get it out of the sleeve, really nice Japanese pressing, near mint minus. Has the Obi at the top, CBS Sony Jazz. $45 start on Miles Davis at Carnegie Hall. $65 on the Beatles, $45 on Miles Davis. Paul Brothers wants the Rush tribute. Sell that to Paul Brothers. I've got one copy of Overkill, music on vinyl, $38.99. I've got one copy of Calvin Harris, 18 months, $56.99. And Transformers at the Movies, $38.99. Transformers, this is the Transformers movie soundtrack. It's a music on vinyl at the Movies label, $38.99. Next, let me get my wait list pulled up for this one because this was a big pre-order for the week. This is Prince. We got two versions of this. Let me do Prince Hits first. Okay, yeah, this is Prince The Hits, Volume 1, $39.99. 1999, When Doves Cry. This is the big one, $39.99. 2 LPs. I've already got a pre-order for that. Conrad Murrack, Stacey Brown, Linda Lamb, Jason Ivey, Josh Duvall got 2. Chris Crowley, Greg Rogers, Jerry Pinnock, Jeff Hibnan, Paul Brothers, Tracy Miller, and Sherry Darnell. That is $39.99. Prince The Hits 1. $39.99. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those left. And we need to pull one for Troy Robinson as well. Troy Robinson also got one. Troy, I have your name separate on so many of these pre-orders because you had so many tonight. But yes, let's go ahead and tag one for Troy Robinson. The Beatles is at $68 with Fred Wink. The Beatles is at $68 with Fred Wink, going once, going twice. Whitney Ewers at $65. And Lou Hetzer has Miles Davis for $45. That's going once, going twice. Jay Parr wants a Prince. Whitney back in on the Beatles at $70. Brad Bullen's in on the Prince. So sold and sold. I've got 2 forward left. That's Prince The Hits, Volume 1. Bubby Mercer also wants one. I now have 3 left. $39.99. Now, Prince The Hits, Volume 2. So if you want this one, let me know as well. I'm only going to have 2 extras of these. We're going to go ahead and pull one right now for Troy. That's Prince The Hits, Volume 2. And if you want this one, put Hits 2. Hits 2. And here's the list for Hits 2. That was Stacey Brown, Conrad Murrack, Chris Crowley, Dusty Lambden, Tracy Miller, and Josh Duvall. And that was Hits 2. And that's $39.99. Prince The Hits, Volume 2. I've got 2 of those. And then I've got Volume 1. I've got 3 of those left. Fred is at 72 on the Beatles. Whitney's at 74. Final call on the Miles Davis at 45. And that was with Lou Hetzer. Surprisingly, just one bid. Lou's probably like, Chad, please go ahead and sell that. Here's this crate one more time. The Who BBC Sessions. This is technically on sale. This is a UK import. It's already on sale. That is $33.99. The Who BBC Sessions. Pronounced Leonard Skinner, $38.99. A huge seller for us. I've probably sold close to 100 of these. A really good sounding pressing of this for the money. Herbie Hancock Headhunters, $38.99. The Who is $38.99. Who's Next? This is a classic album. You have to have that one in your collection. The Police is $49.99. That's a new release. And so is Billy Joel at Yankee Stadium, $64.99. Overkill. Not a cheaper original copy of that. Taken Over. That's a music on vinyl for $38.99. Calvin Harris is $56.99. Calvin Harris is, I wish I had a track list. I mean, there's a lot of people on this. Rihanna and Florence and the Machine. And, you know, he kind of does the music. I guess he sings too, but if y'all knew some of the songs on here, there are huge songs on here. That's $56.99. Calvin Harris, 18 months. Walt Cruz wants the Who. Walt, do you want BBC Session or Who's Next? Paul Brothers? Yeah, Paul Brothers. That's on Prince Hits Volume 2. Sell that to Paul Brothers. Charlie DeFrank, we got you down for a Steely Dan. Lou said, go ahead and call it. I am right now. Miles Davis is sold for $45 to Lou Hetzer. Whitney Croy is back in on the Beatles. Abbey Road at $74. Fred, you're out. Whitney has that for $74. And Walt Cruz wants a BBC Sessions. Do you have the Seal new release? I don't. I must have missed that one. I don't have that. Doug, when he was leaving earlier, he said, I've got a list of pre-orders. I was like, I know. There's some pretty serious titles coming out the next couple months between now and Christmas. There's some pretty serious titles coming out. And we're going to be posting the pre-orders. So be on the lookout for that. And a big restock coming out tomorrow. I've got to post that as well, or for this week. Let me see here. Okay. Do you have Seal? Lou said, Counting Crows Acoustic was released this week. I'll have to check on that. Fox on YouTube says, I like a Counting Crows. Who's Fox on YouTube? And I will have to see if I have any of those left. If I do, Tanner, it's in one of those green and blue crates. We'll have to check later. Sean Foxborough, probably. That would make sense. Final call on the Beatles. Whitney has that for $74, and then I'm putting up 2 new auctions. Let's go ahead and start on this new crate of vintage. Tombstones, preaching, praying, guitar playing. Tombstone is $19.99. Tony Doyle wants a Steely Dan and Headhunters. Some really good stuff in here we've had tonight. Tony Doyle, there's your Headhunters, and he wants a Steely Dan Can't Buy Thrill. Yep. Everybody needs to have one of these. This is like one of those flowchart records I tell y'all about. The flowchart's very easy. The question is, do I have Steely Dan Can't Buy Thrill? If the answer is no, then you buy this one. If the answer is yes, then you buy this one again. Same thing. If you don't have one, and I know we got 160 people watching, and we must have just froze because I looked down just a second ago, it said 234, so Facebook must have froze because we lost like 80 viewers. $36.99. We upgraded our internet tonight, but just as a test, I'm paying $8 more a month now for better internet, but I'm pretty sure it's not our internet. I think it's the Facebook app that doesn't like our software, so that's what happens. Loudness, yes, I'll do the loudness. The Beatles, Chris, I will show it. I probably need to go ahead and sell it, but since you asked, it is Abbey Road. Whitney has it for $74. I'm about to sell it in 30 seconds. We've had that up for a while. It's a near mint copy of Abbey Road, $74. Fred's out. Steve Botsford wants a Steely Dan. And is the other Steely Dan next week? Yes, the UHQR. The UHQR, this should be coming out next week, which is the top version. I need to pull one. Oh, yeah, that was for, this one's for Tony Doyle. And then here's one for Steve Botsford. And then there's one for Stacy Brown. There we go. I was expecting to sell out of this. We still got 5 copies left. I mean, it has Reeling in the Years, Do It Again. And then all these other, Midnight Cruiser, Dirty Work, Fire in the Hole, Brooklyn, Change of the Guard. I mean, fantastic. Those 2 more copies sold. George Lyle says he'll take one. Yeah, if y'all missed this earlier, this is the first time this has been repressed too. We've auctioned off Japanese copies for, I think, close to $200. We've auctioned off really nice U.S. copies for over $100. George Lyle gets one. There's one for Eddie Bruce. Uh-oh, we're getting close. Greg Preston wants one. There's 2 left. Everybody's listening to my flow chart now. Greg Preston gets one. There's 2 left. 2 left. I'm assuming Chris didn't want to bid on the Abbey Road, so we need to go ahead and sell that to Whitney. $74. Any update on CSN? They do not provide release dates for those. So you never know. When they get ready to sell them, they'll be like, CSN is shipping next week, and everybody in the world will know for the first time. But they don't tell release dates on that stuff, unfortunately. Sometimes they do. Like sometimes MoFi puts out dates. They put out dates like we're going to put out Michael Jackson November 8th or whatever. And then sometimes they're like, we're putting out this indefinitely. So it could be next year. It could be 2 years from now. I mean, they still got all the Van Halen announcements to do. I mean, they're repressing all of the Van Halen records on One Steps. That's a huge deal. They hadn't even said a word about that in like a year. Elton John. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. This is really nice. It's a top Japanese pressing. The vinyl is absolutely stunning. Not a mark on it. It's got the original Japanese insert with it. This is a top copy of this album, complete with obi. There's the really cool Japanese Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player lyric book. The cover, especially to be black, doesn't have hardly any wear on it. Really nice obi as well. That is a $55 start. I sent a message, Jeff, we will check that. You didn't check message, Chris. Not for sure what you mean. Angela Leckington wants a Steely Dan. Well, I've got one left. And Scott, your bid of Abbey Road has come in late. I've already sold that. Loudness. Here's what everyone's been asking about. This is called Shadows of War, Japanese pressing of Shadows of War. This is a $45 start, near mint with cover and obi, and this is got the insert with it, $45 start. No, that was not red vinyl. That was not red vinyl. I didn't see your comment come in. Oh, you did. Is it red? Sorry. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry I didn't see that. But no, it was black vinyl. Wade Lucas at 50 on loudness. Elton John's a $55 start. And back to the crate. The Wonderful World of Reckless Eric. That is $24.99. That is a UK pressing on green vinyl. UK pressing on green vinyl. The Batfish Boys Head. That is sealed. $29.99. This is, I can't read it. That is, Greg, just send that to us in a message and I'll let you know there, or we will let you know there. Because that will be, we will have to let whoever's working here tomorrow know that. Stiffs Live, $19.99. That's in shrink wrap with hop sticker. $19.99. Stiffs Live. Usually we don't because it kind of gets filed away. I think there's some people who watch and they kind of take risk if there's going to be one left here before or one left here tomorrow. We kind of really can't have stuff ready the next day for pickup. But just send us a message and I'll see what we can do. John Stevens on stiff, but it's really hard for us to have stuff ready for pickup. Very difficult. Let's see. And Ian Deary, Lord Upmister. Ian Deary is $19.99. And Brad, I would tell you the track's on stiff, but John Stevens already claimed it. The Pedal Jets, Today, $14.99. And Stanley Kubrick's Clockwork Orange soundtrack. That's a nice looking copy. $29.99. Wade Lucas has loudness for $50. That's going twice, going 3 times. And we're still looking for a $55 start on Elton John. Or a $45. What did I say? I said a $55 start. Lou, we're looking for a $55 start. Bob Riger needs to put back his 2 black keys from the other night. Mark Fallon first on Clockwork. Zach was second. Tim Harper's at 65 on loudness. Star Trek soundtrack, $24.99. Isaac Asimov Foundation, The Psychohistorians, read by William Shatner. Wow, $29.99. That's a wild looking cover. There's a picture of William. $29.99. The Eagles. Wow, this looks weird. Was that a? Oh, that's a hop sticker. This is $44.99. This is in shrink wrap with poster and hop sticker. $44.99. This may be the best copy I've ever seen in my life. Eagles Hotel California. I've never seen one with that hop sticker on it. Wow, that's nice. $44.99. Lou Hit said, oops, 55. Elton John going twice, going 3 times. Tim Harper's at 65 on loudness, going twice, going 3 times. So those both have bids. Walt Cruz on the Batfish Boys. That's sold to Walt Cruz. And the Eagles is $44.99. Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen, $19.99. Commander Cody. Freddie Milford wants Hotel California. That's sold to Freddie. Outside Inside, the Tubes in shrink wrap contains She's a Beauty as Eagles and OG. It is. Freddie already got it. Steve Botsford's at 57 on Elton John. New bidder on that. Final call on loudness. When the Wind Blows, original motion picture soundtrack, $19.99. This has David Bowie, Roger Waters, Genesis, Squeeze, Paul Hardcastle, $19.99. Elton John's at 57. Freddie Milford, he claimed Hotel. Adam Stein was first to Commander Cody, Lost Planet Airman. That sold to Adam Stein. David Howard, you were second. Zach Crow, you were third. Tommy Flowers says he'll take the Tubes if it was $19.99. It is. Sell that to Tommy Flowers. John Wilson, he already got it. Lou Hetzer is back in on Elton John at 61. And Wade says he's out. So we can go ahead and sell that to Tim Harper. Tim Harper gets the loudness for $65. We got a couple bidders now on Elton John. Lou Hetzer's at 61. 61, high bid on that. Next auction. Let's see. So far, nothing has not sold. Nothing has, that sounds like a double negative. Nothing, something. What am I looking for here? Everything has sold. Nothing has not sold. Nothing is not negative. Seth, I think you're wrong. Bob Marley and the Wailers live. Bob Marley and the Wailers live. This is got some OB damage up here at the top. There's one little tear. Other than that, this is a really nice copy. It's near mint minus. Bob Marley live, that's a $45 start. Elton John is at 63. Elton John's at 70. Bob Marley's a $45 start. David Bowie, Let's Dance. That's in shrink wrap. This looks nice. Original inner sleeve. Man, it's amazing. We just keep digging out records and digging out records out of the back. We've got this. There's some sections of the store that have records back there that we hadn't even got to yet from these collections from like 2 weeks ago. Josh Duvall's at 45 on Bob Marley. Dylan's at 45 second. David Bowie, Absolute Beginners. That's $19.99. And David Bowie, Never Let Me Down is $34.99. And Wild Seeds, $19.99. Bruce Clean and Reverent. Wild Seeds, $19.99. So Josh was in first on Bob Marley at 45. Dylan, you were second. Lou Hetzer has Elton John for 70. Has Danielle on it. Man, what a great album. Have Mercy on the Criminal. Crocodile Rock, High Flying Bird. That is at $70. Bob Marley, 46, now 50. Heart Magazine is $19.99. The Cars Heartbeat City is $34.99. And Heart, Dog, and Butterfly is $19.99. The Cars Shake It Up, $24.99. The Cars Panorama is $24.99. And the Cars Self-Titled. Wow, somebody's first on the Cars. You can get quite a bit of their discography right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 albums. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 albums there by the Cars. Steve's out on Elton John, so 70 with Lou is now going twice, going 3 times. Bob Marley is at 50 with Josh Duvall. This is a Japanese pressing of Bob Marley live. Josh has that for 50. Tabitha Wooden wants Heart and Heart again, so Tim Harper gets Magazine and Dog and Butterfly. Man, the Cars are great. The Cars were a great band. Their music, just this album here, Shake It Up is great. Heartbeat City, great. Dirty Dancing, an original soundtrack, $19.99. When Harry Met Sally, most of the music done by Harry Connick Jr., $39.99. When Harry Met Sally. Rhinestone soundtrack, Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton, $24.99. And the Color Purple soundtrack, and that is on purple vinyl, $24.99. Final call on Bob Marley. We can go ahead and sell Elton John, $70 to Lou Hetzer. Let's go ahead and sell Elton John, $70. Glad to see we've got Japanese vinyl back in our repertoire. It's been a while. We're going to change it up, though, just for a second. I've got an extremely nice copy of Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. Near mint minus on the vinyl. Very, very nice copy. Has the original sleeve that came with it. Nothing written on it or anything. Just the original company sleeve, Warner Brothers. Cover, very nice for this album that's usually kind of beat up. Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. That's a $45 start. $45 start on that. Dylan Weishaupt is back in on Bob Marley at 51. The Bad Guys soundtrack. Was this a wrestling movie? Never heard of this. $19.99. Bad Guys soundtrack. Out of Africa. That's a soundtrack as well. $19.99. Cat People soundtrack. $19.99. And March into the 80s. War on 45. 8 great tunes. 8 songs to march. Police County Morgue. DOA. Not for sure. That's $29.99 though. Pop Life. I think that's a Prince single, isn't it? I think so. $19.99. Pop Life. Yep, Prince. That's $19.99. Bob Marley, 51, 52, 53. And Josh Duvall's at 60. Bob Collier's at 45 on Black Sabbath. And Chris Mikas is first on DOA. Dylan Weishaupt's out on Bob Marley. And Black Sabbath is at 45. So Bob has Black Sabbath for 45. Going once, going twice. Bob Marley is at 60 with Josh Duvall. That's going once, going twice. And I need my monster. Thank you. Quick monster break. Tea and lemonade. Doing all right, Tanner? How's Ed doing? Ed's gave me a thumbs up. What about Seth over there? Seth, how you doing? Wow, the Eagles and the Texans are tied 14-14, and Vegas was giving the Texans 14 points. Let's see if that balances out before the end of the game. It probably will. Elvis Costello, Punch the Clock. $24.99 for Elvis Costello. Elvis Costello Armed Forces, $24.99. And Elvis Costello, this year's model, right? Where's the T at on this one? Oh, it's back here. This year's model. That one is a 1978 UK first pressing. 1978 UK first pressing. That is $34.99. Okay, let's end these two auctions. Bob Marley for $60 to Josh Duvall. And Black Sabbath, Bob Cordier. You got a deal on that one. That's a nice copy for $45. That's much less than what we had it stickered for. I think I put it up for the other night for a $55 start and it didn't get a bid. I've got some more metal here from the Memphis collection. Merciful Fate. Merciful Fate is black with white edge marble. So black and white marbled vinyl. Merciful Fate. This is a 2020 reissue. This is a $30 start. Merciful Fate. That is new and sealed. Tim Harper said, go Texans. Kenny says Eagles by 14. He thinks they're about to go on a 14-point run. It's Houston versus Philly in baseball and football tonight. Wow, I didn't realize that. Uh-oh, we got some Go Dogs comments. Ugh. We'll see after Saturday. Brent Rabley wants Elvis Costello, this year's model. And we've got Dazzle Ships OMD, $24.99. Dazzle Ships OMD. And Luke and Mitchell, if you're still watching, yes, we got tickets. We got tickets. It's been a long, hard fight, but we got tickets to the game Saturday. Bucks Fizz, $24.99. The Tubes, the completion backwards principle. The Tubes is $19.99. Nick Kamen is $14.99. And Squeeze, Casi Fran Tutti Frutti, $19.99. Yeah, and I don't know if I've texted her back. I need to text her back because I think she told me, I got to figure out if I text her back. I think I may have forgot to. But this is an OG copy of Prince, Purple Rain. It's got the original inner sleeve. It's extremely nice. $30 start. Prince, Purple Rain. Really nice copy. $30 start. I'm looking for a $30 start on that Merciful Fate album as well. Brent Rabley takes the Tubes. That was the completion backwards principle. Eddie Bruce is all being 117. Seth, where are we sitting? Where did he go? I think that's pretty close to where we're sitting. It's something like that. X-Men. Eddie, I might have to come find you. X-Men, $14.99. I'll probably be pretty easy to spot. I'll be wearing all orange. X-Men, $14.99. Purple Rain, $40. $35 on Prince. $35 on Prince. I forgot about football. It's been a good night. See, I'll go Vols, Big Orange. Have a cigar ready. I don't know if I'll smoke a cigar after this game. Last time I did, I got sick because it was somebody else's cigar. Goanna, Spirit of Place is $19.99. And Blood and Chocolate. We got some weird. Oh, this is Elvis Costello. 24. I've never seen this one before. Elvis Costello, Blood and Chocolate, $24.99. High bid on Prince right now is $45. Walt Cruz wants the X-Men. Sell that to Walt Cruz. What Merciful Fate album is this? Let's see here. Let me make sure I hadn't missed any other comments. Brent Rabley got the Tubes. Eddie says he's in 117. Scott bid 40 on Purple Rain. Joe and Zach bid 35. Imagine what you paid. I have friends who are alums. They have seen prices. Yeah, it's a very expensive game. I'll just put it that way. Merciful Fate. This is self-titled. Richard, if you want it, no bid, $30, $29.99. Walt Cruz got X-Men. We got a $45 bid on Prince. Mike Massey wants the Blood and Chocolate. That's sold to Mike Massey. Poster in the Purple Rain. No poster. Let me check one more time. If anybody wants Richard's passing, if anybody wants that Merciful Fate, it is yours for $29.99. Prince, high bid is $45 with Tim Harper. And Brent, you were second on Blood and Chocolate. Trust, Elvis Costello, $24.99. Let's give Jeffrey Walker Merciful Fate. That's sold to Jeffrey Walker for $30. And let's see what else I got in here. Tanner, I might have some for you to scan again. I got some more sealed stuff in here we hadn't got to. I've got oh, yeah, and that crate, that red crate I had in that chair, I need to show it. I got a bunch of metal stuff I hadn't. Okay, I'm only going to offer these as a package deal. It's $75. I'm going to tell you the price first. I normally would have these $30 a piece. If you don't have them, now's a good time to get them. These are usually $29.99 each. $75, $25 each. You're buying all three. Metallica Kill 'Em All, Metallica Master of Puppets, and Hardwired to Self-Destruct. We still got these in stock on the shelf. However, these came from that collection, so I didn't really get them from our distributor. That's Metallica bundle, all three of those for $75. They're all new and sealed. Purple Rain is at $45. That's going twice, going 3 times. I'm about to sell that. Elvis Costello, Goodbye Cruel World. That's $24.99. Big Country, Wonderland. That is $14.99. I think that's a 12-inch single. Oh, there's a few songs on here. It's 4 tracks. Wonderland, All Fall Together, Angle Park, and The Crossing. Brent Rabley takes the 3-piece Metallica deal. That's $75. Mike Massey was saying goodbye. There for a while, I was thinking he was saying goodbye. I'd made him mad, but he's just claiming an Elvis Costello album. That's sold to Michael Massey. There is no poster in Purple Rain. No poster. Final call on this. I'm about to sell it. Big Country is sold to Clay Moore. 12-inch single, John Cougar Mellencamp, Small Town. Promotional copy, $14.99. Promo copy of Small Town, $14.99. Rant and Rave, The Stray Cats is $19.99. And this is Joe Jackson, Big World, I think is what this one's called. Yep. Joe Jackson, Big World, $29.99. Scott Williams is in on Purple Rain at $54. Fred Wink wants the John Cougar Small Town. It also had the B-side as an acoustic version. That's a promo copy. That's sold to Fred Wink. And The Tourist, Luminous Basement. The Tourist is $19.99. John has said this band became the Eurythmics. $19.99. The Tourist. $19.99. Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, Architecture and Morality. That is $29.99. Tim says, Prince out. Have a good night. Scott Williams is at $54 on Purple Rain. Scott, it looks like this may be going to you. Going twice, going 3 times now. Lou Hetzer on The Tourist. And then Fred wants to know the tracks on Stray Cats. And then David Cox says he wants it. So let me read the tracks to Fred. If he passes, David, it's yours. It's Rebels Rule, Too Hip, Gotta Go, Look at That Cadillac, Something's Wrong with My Radio, 18 Miles to Memphis, She's Sexy plus 17, or She's Sexy and 17. Maybe that's the way that's supposed to be read. Dig Dirty Doggy, I Want to Stand in Your Way, Hot Rod Gang, and How Long Do You Want to Live Anyway? I can't read when I'm trying to read fast. So, Fred, that's yours if you want it. Lou Hetzer got The Tourist. Josh Duvall got Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. Mark Fallon, you were second on The Tourist. Josh Duvall, you were third. Yes, Joe Jackson's 2LP with a blank D-side. That's correct. That's going to be sold to somebody, Tanner. I'm going to go ahead and lay it up here. Let's go ahead and sell Purple Rain to Scott Williams for $54. And I'm going to grab 2 new Japanese pressings. Tanner, I'm getting tongue-tied tonight. What's new, right? I've got a, what do we have here? Let's do a Santana and let's do an Eric Clapton. Fred Wink says he'll take it. Next Japanese pressing. Eric Clapton was here. Eric Clapton, this is a Eric Clapton in concert, live Japanese pressing. That's a $45 start. Eric Clapton was here. $45 start on that. And Santana, Shango. Santana is also a Japanese pressing, near mint. $35 start on that. That's our next 2 auctions. Let me read through the titles left in this bin. Fred's at $45 on Eric Clapton. We have The Tombstones. We have The Wonderful World of Reckless Eric. Ian Dury. The Pedal Jets. The Star Trek soundtrack. The Foundation, read by William Shatner. When the Wind Blows soundtrack. That has music by Roger Waters and David Bowie. David Bowie, Let's Dance. David Bowie, Absolute Beginner single. David Bowie, Never Let Me Down, Wild Seeds, and then we have a run of the Cars albums here. We have the Cars Heartbeat City, the Cars Shake It Up, the Cars Panorama, and the Cars Self-Titled. Dirty Dancing soundtrack, When Harry Met Sally soundtrack, Rhinestone soundtrack, Color Purple soundtrack on Purple Vinyl, Bad Guys soundtrack, Out of Africa soundtrack, Cat People soundtrack, Pop Life, Prince, and then several Elvis Costellos left. Fred Wink has Eric Clapton for $45. That's going twice, going 3 times. And we're looking for a $35 start on Santana Shango. We're looking for a $35 start on that. Then Steve Botsford got the Cars self-titled. Price on Let's Dance. John Miller, that was $34.99. And Sherry Darnell wants the Color Purple soundtrack. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. Then we have Elvis Costello Armed Forces. Dazzle Ships. This is OMD. I guess that's Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark as well. Yeah. Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. Dazzle Ships. That's $24.99. Bucks Fizz is $24.99. Nick Kamen. Squeeze. Goanna. Elvis Costello Trust. Joe Jackson Big World. And that's it in that one. Price on Pop Life. That was $19.99, Dana. And John Miller said sold. And that was on David Bowie Let's Dance. Let's see. How much on Elvis this year's model? We've already sold that one, Lou. That one's already sold. Price on Dirty Dancing. Troy, just $19.99, and I am shocked no one has bought it. But I know what has just sold. Eric Clapton to Fred Wink, $45. And Santana, if anybody wants to buy it, you can buy it now for $35. No bid on that. That's the only auction so far tonight that has not got a bid. $35. I'm going to change crates. We still got 3 crates of new vinyl to go through. Troy Robinson said sold on Dirty Dancing. Anybody else? Seth, what section are we in? 116? 133. Okay. Eddie Bruce is in 117. We're in 133, Seth says. So, Eddie, we might be close. Depends on how the numbers fall. Seth says we're not. Hey, at least we're going to be in the same town together. It's closer than we are right now. All right. Let's see. Taking a break. We might at 10 o'clock. We might at 10 o'clock. We're not going to at 9:30 for sure, but we might at 10 o'clock. Any more Japanese Elton or Billy Joel? Yes. Any more alternate stuff from the 80s? Yes. Shake It Up 1999. Everything gets sticker price right now. Tim, we're waiting for those to be delivered. We're waiting for those to be delivered. Can you get Bad Company Swan Songs years? That is currently out of stock/print. Let me get to these right here if I can. Next auction, somebody said Billy Joel. I got a Billy Joel Hits, and I got another Allman Brothers, which is popular from earlier. So let me pull those. I have Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters. Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters. Top quality Japanese pressing. Has the insert red Polydor label. That is a $35 start. And then here's a big one. Billy Joel's Greatest Hits Volumes 1 and 2. This is an $85 start. Billy Joel's Greatest Hits Volume 1 and 2. Near mint. 2-disc. Billy Joel's Complete Greatest Hits. $85 start on that. For those that's local to Nashville, he just announced a stadium tour, or I don't know if they're going to do a tour, but they are playing in Nashville at Nissan Stadium with Stevie Nicks. The Scorpions Blackout. Scorpions Blackout, $33.99. This is a 50th anniversary edition. The vinyl's analog, and they all include a CD with bonus tracks. $33.99 for the Scorpions Blackout. I got a big restock of the Scorpions in here. I didn't realize we were so low. Scorpions $33.99. Fred Wink is at $35 on the Allman Brothers. Looking for a, I think I said 85 on Billy Joel or 75. I can't remember. I'll take either one. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Double Trouble, $38.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Soul to Soul. And Cream, this is technically an on-sale price at $36.99. This is a triple LP live Cream Royal Albert Hall. That is $36.99. I will post the pre-order for Bruce Springsteen. 50 years on Blackout. It is the 50th anniversary of the Scorpions. Not necessarily of this album, but of the Scorpions. That is $33.99. Somebody has posted a link to something. Please do not click that if you're watching. We will delete that. Cream is sold to Fred Wink. If anybody else wants those, let me know. Fred, you have the Allman Brothers for $35. That is going once, going twice to you. And if anybody wants, I will start this at 75. I'm not for sure what I said first time. I think I said 85, which I probably could say that, but I'm going to say $75 start. Billy Joe Greatest Hits. Scorpions, Love at First Sting, $33.99. Steve Botsford, if it's okay, we're going to put you on a wait list for Cream. I can still get those. These were originally like $56.99. So if you want one of these, I would get it. It's a 3LP live Cream show from 2005, which was kind of like their farewell tour. $36.99. This is also $36.99. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers Greatest Hits. We have the Scorpions. Thin Lizzy. I got a couple of their albums we haven't had in quite some time. This is Thin Lizzy, Thunder and Lightning, $33.99. Michael Potts also takes a Cream. Yeah, we had those not too long ago for $56 or something like that. They weren't cheap. They're on sale now. 38 Special, $29.99. This is on orange vinyl. 38 Special Forces, orange vinyl, $29.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Live Alive, $46.99 for Live Alive. The Beatles Revolver, that is $36.99. I did have a one-person wait list on that, I think. Johnny Cash, let's see, Revolver, I think it was one person. Yeah, Ron Phillips. I got you down for a Beatles Revolver, Ron Phillips. That is $36.99. I've got 2 of those left in stock. That is the new mix. That is the new 2022 mix, $36.99. I put my pre-order for The Cure, I'd like to, please. I got you down for that, Chris. I got you down for that. Blind Melon, $38.99. There's a lot of stuff in here that we normally have in stock, but the reason I've ordered more is because it's on sale, $38.99. Blind Melon, $38.99. Several things in here you'll see, and you'll see them a little bit cheaper than they normally are. Jerry Stone wants a Revolver. Let's go ahead and sell the Allman Brothers to Fred Wink. Fred, you get the Allman Brothers for $35. And if anybody wants Billy Joel, I would jump on it right now. That's $74.99. That's what I'll sell that for. $74.99 for Billy Joel. Vernon Lehman on Blind Melon. I've got one left, and I think a couple more in our bin. Those are $38.99. The Scorpions, Animal Magnetism, is $33.99. Van Morrison, Blowing Your Mind. That is a reissue of his very first album, which is not easy to get, and that is $38.99. Includes the hit Brown Eyed Girl, $38.99. Is Revolver Mono. That is a new stereo mix. They have mixed that new in stereo, $36.99. I think the mono version is only in the box set. That's very in demand because it's all analog, and that is $199.99. Sherry Darnell also wants a Blind Melon. John Wilson on Billy, and that was Billy Joel, Tanner. The auction over here, that is $74.99. Sell that to John Wilson. Do you happen to have Ellie King, Shake the Spirit? I do not have that. David Cox also wants a Blind Melon, and Michael, yeah, the mono's only in the box set, which we have those. I got new box sets to show tonight. I actually haven't got to show that live on the show yet, but they're in stock. They're $200. Do we have any more Blind Melons? If not, I think there's some on the back wall. We need one for David Cox and Chris Kirkley. David and Chris, if we have those in stock, I will show them to you. There should be another on the back wall. So we for sure have one for David Cox and Chris Kirkley. We will check the back wall in just a second for you. Dakota wants Van Morrison. Chad, you have Alice Cooper AstroTurf glow-in-the-dark vinyl. You know what? I may. It's probably in one of these new bins of arrivals up here. Wow, there's some good stuff up here. I can write that down and let you know, but it may be around here somewhere. Thin Lizzy, Vagabonds of the Western World, $33.99 for Thin Lizzy. I got 2 Thin Lizzy albums in here that are not easy to find, and 2 that we haven't had in stock in a long time. Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. This is a Music on Vinyl expanded edition, $46.99. It has bonus tracks with it. And it has alternate takes. $46.99 for Miles Davis. The Best of the Psychedelic Furs, $33.99. The 70s Pop Annual, 30 sensational 70s hits. 2 LPs, $29.99. $29.99. Scorpions, Love Drive, $33.99 for the Scorpions Love Drive. Will Hodge, Wings of My... We might want to check, see if that's on a wait list for somebody. Set that aside. X, Los Angeles, $38.99. Nathaniel Merriweather presents Lovage, music to make love to your old lady by $38.99. Lou Hetzer said, I'll take an Alice Cooper. Let's write that down. Lou Hetzer on the Alice Cooper AstroTurf. Dylan Weishaupt on Psychedelic Furs. Fred Wink on a Scorpions. Fred Wink on a Scorpions Love Drive. Sherry Darnell wants the Miles Davis. Steve Howe wants Love Drop. Love Drop was, I guess that's what I just showed. No, what was Love Drop? Love Drop? Lovage, maybe? Steve Howe, Lovage. I think that's what you want. Dylan Weishaupt said, never mind on Psychedelic Furs. Okay, that's somewhere in that pile. Year on X. It was originally released in 1980. This is a new music on vinyl pressing, $38.99. John Miller said I had Will Hodge on. That's what I thought. This Will Hodge is John Miller's. I know special orders when I see them because I do 99% of the new vinyl ordering, and I'm like, I don't remember that. And Doug and Josh do all the special orders. So when I see something come in kind of strange, I'm like, we better set that aside because I don't have that. I have a master list tonight, but I guess I didn't do a good job on checking it. Steve Howe on Drive. Love Drive. Oh, Love Drive. Never mind. So let me take out Lovage here, and that's for him. Okay, Love Drive. Scorpions, got it. And Dakota, that was my only 2 copies of the Love Drive, if you want on a wait list for that. You have the top 2,000 of the 80s on vinyl. I had a chance to order those the other night, and I didn't. But I can. So, there was a lot of activity there. Let me just pause before I go back to those comments, and I need to get a couple new auctions rolling. I've got 2 really cool albums here. Here's one of my favorites, The Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour. This is a near mint Japanese pressing. It is absolutely beautiful. It's hard for me to find something wrong with it. $65 start, and we have Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, near mint Japanese pressing. That's a $55 start. That's something we don't see too often. Tanner, in that stack you just got, Dylan wanted Psychedelic Furs, and then he put it back. Give that to Clay Moore. Clay Moore, we got you down. Janis Joplin, live in Amsterdam, London, and stateside. This is $31.99. Janis Joplin, live in Amsterdam, London, and stateside. That's live Janis Joplin, $31.99. Jerry Stone says, I'll take on the waitlist pre-order for top 2,000 songs of the 80s. I will do that. I'm going to go ahead and probably order some of those. Metallica Black Album restock. I checked our shelf, and we were only down to 1 copy. And I was like, that's red alert. You can't sell out of the Black Album. That is $36.99. 2 LP remaster. That is $36.99. Lou Hetzer wants on Janis Joplin, and so does Sherry Darnell. If anybody else wants of those, please let me know. Raiders is a $55 bid, and the Beatles is $65. Metallica Black Album, and there's one other Scorpions in here. That is Savage Amusement. Savage Amusement is $33.99. All right, let me go back through all that. Some good stuff in there. Dakota wants a Metallica Black Album. Black Alert. Yeah, there you go. Whitney's at $65 on the Beatles. One more time. Scorpions Blackout, $33.99. There's another Blackout. Stevie Ray Vaughan's Soul to Soul, $38.99. Love at First Sting, $33.99. Tom Petty's Greatest Hits, $36.99. Thin Lizzy, $33.99. 38 Special, Orange Vinyl, $29.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Live Alive, $46.99. The Beatles Revolver, $36.99. Scorpions Animal Magnetism, $33.99. I've got a couple of those. I got 2 each of all the Scorpions. Another Thin Lizzy, Vagabonds of the Western World, $33.99. 70s Pop Annual. Oh, there's a bunch, Stacy. Let me read you some of the artists. It's got Sweet T-Rex, David Essex, Art Garfunkel, Bay City Rollers, Dolly Parton, Boz Scaggs. Elvis is on here. Earth, Wind & Fire, the Jacksons, Bill Withers, the Dooleys, the New Seekers, Guys and Dolls, Milk and Honey. It has a total of 7, 16, 25, 33 songs on it. 30. I did math wrong very fast. $29.99. We might can get, if Craig is, our very faithful Craig is watching, he might can do a copy and paste. I don't know. Some of those long track lists, it's hard to even copy and paste them all. X Los Angeles, $38.99. Nathaniel Merriweather presents Lovage. That is $38.99. Metallica Black Album restock, and the Scorpions is $33.99. There you go. Craig posted. That's a bunch. Stacy says, I'll take it. Okay, well, there's the track list. If you happen to change your mind, let me know. I like reading track lists, but it's hard to when there's 30 of them. It almost makes me dizzy. Whitney Croy is at 65 on the Beatles. That's final call. Going twice, going 3 times on that. Is Love at First Sting a OG? Everything in here is new vinyl. These are all new reissues in this bin here. These are all new reissues. Thin Lizzy. The Thin Lizzy is Vagabonds of the Western World. That was, and Thunder and Lightning. Thunder and Lightning is $33.99, and Vagabonds of the Western World is $33.99. I hadn't seen those in quite some time. Okay, next crate of vintage. I got to do some digging to get to it because I've crated myself in over here. So let me do some condensing right quick so I can get to this crate. Really good vintage stuff tonight too, along with all the crazy, insane restocks we've had. There you go, Tanner. Let's see here. Let me condense this one down. Plus all the stuff we've showed recently that's still available. Just overwhelming almost. All right, let's see what we have here. Let's see here. I'm working on our next crate of vintage. Ooh, that's good. How about a Living Color album? We don't get those too often, do we? All right. Moving on. The Stevie Ray Vaughan. There's a couple. Soul to Soul is $38.99, and Live Alive is $46.99. Stacy Brown got the 70s Pop Annual. No bids on this. If anybody wants Raiders of the Lost Ark, $55 buy it now. $55 no bid on that. That's going over here with, what was the other one? Santana. And high bid on the Beatles. Charlie DeFrank 66, Whitney Croy 68. 68 on the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour. Let me grab a new crate of vinyl here. New vintage stuff. New vintage stuff. No, we still got 3 crates of new vinyl to go through, Troy. I'm going to go through those back to back after I show this crate. I'm going to try to get through all that during part 1. So we're going to go through this one kind of fast. Living Color Vivid Gold Stamp Promo. This is a $55 start. It is near mint. Gold Stamp Promo Living Color Vivid, $55 start. Charlie DeFrank is at 60 on the Beatles. Dave Edmunds, Twangin' in shrink wrap with hop sticker. Excuse me, it's sealed. Dave Edmunds, sealed, Twangin' with hop sticker, $29.99. Thompson Twins, Into the Gap. That is $24.99. Thompson Twins set. That's a 1982 UK, $24.99. Thompson Twins, a product of $24.99. That's a 1981 UK press. Split Ends, Frenzy, $19.99. Human Sexual Response in a Roman Mood, $14.99. The Boomtown Rats, A Tonic for the Troops, that's in shrink wrap, $19.99. And the Boomtown Rats, looks like that's self-titled, $19.99. $19.99. Okay, Charlie DeFrank, 70 on the Beatles. Color, Thompson Twins Living Color, $55. John Wilson, 65. Whitney is at 72 on the Beatles. Zach said Raiders 50. Zach, that was 55. I don't know if that's a typo or you were making an offer. Living Color 70. Stacy said she'll pass on that 70s comp. Stacy Brown is passing on that. I'm going to put it back in the bin. So that's still available if anybody wants it. Chris Kirkley wants set. That is this right here. Chris Kirkley got set. That was Thompson Twins. Almost Saturday Nights on Twangin'. That's the Dave Edmunds record. John Wilson's at 75 on Living Color. Luke bid 68. Calvin's at 80 and 81. So high bid on Living Color is at $81. It's been a while since we've had that. The last one was a hot auction too. That album has maybe never been reissued. If so, I can't get it. The Beatles, by the way, the high bid I see is at $72 on Magical Mystery Tour. Magical Mystery Tour is at $72, and that's with Whitney Croy going once, going twice. Living Color is at $81, going once, going twice. Never mind, the Beatles is now at $75. Yachts Without Radar, that's $14.99. The Beatles, Rock and Roll Music Volume 1, and we have Volume 2. Excuse me, that's another Volume 1. It's a different version. That's a 1976 UK pressing, sealed. That's a US pressing. So $24.99 and $39.99 for the sealed one. Meet the Ruddles. The Ruddles is $24.99. The Beatles featuring Tony Sheridan is $24.99. And Take It Away, Paul McCartney, $19.99. Joe Jackson, Body and Soul is $24.99. And the Bongos, Numbers with Wings, $12.99. Gene Loves Jezebel, Discover, $19.99. And In Excess, Disappear. Never seen that before. Must be a single. It's a 3-track EP, $19.99. Okay, lots of new bids. The Beatles 75, Living Color 85. The Beatles 78, Living Color 90. Living Color 91. Calvin's out on Living Color. So high bid on the Beatles is $78 and high bid on Living Color is $91. Jeff McIntosh wants the Ruddles and Mike Massey wants In Excess. Those are sold and sold. The Smithereens, Green Thoughts, $24.99. Dire Straits is $29.99. The Roaches, Another World, $14.99. Wild Blue, No More Jinx is $14.99. And the Proclaimers, This Is the Story, $24.99. Reworks of Art of Noise, $19.99. Robbie Neville in Shrink Wrap with Hot Sticker, that's $14.99. And Carlene Carter is $19.99. June's Daughter, backed by Rockpile, $19.99. Michael Massey on Proclaimers. First of all, let's get our auctions update before it goes out of screen. John Wilson's at $91 on Living Color, going twice, going 3 times. The Beatles is also a final call, $78. $78 final call on that, $91 final bid on Living Color. Then we had What Is the Dire Straits? The Dire Straits, I think, is called Extended Dance EP. Yeah, it's a 4-song EP. Twisting by the Pool, badges, posters, stickers, t-shirts, Two Young Lovers, and If I Had You. That's $29.99. Then Jeff McIntosh got the Smithereens. That was next. Michael Massey on the Proclaimers. That was right here. That sold to Michael Massey. Zach said 50 was an offer on Raiders. Walter Cruz on Bongos. What did I have that up for? 55. Let me check that. Walt Cruz on Bongos. Which Gene Loves Jezebel? That was called Discover. $19.99. Arm Lazelle's at $95 on Living Color, and John Wilson said out. So Arm Lazelle, you have Living Color for $95, and final call on the Beatles. Art of Noise, Robbie Neville, Carlene Carter, Nick Lowe, Labor of Lust. That's a white label promo, $24.99. Dave Edmonds, Information is $14.99. The DBs, Home for the Holidays, $19.99. Looks like a promotional 12-inch. Joe Jackson, Jump and Jive is $19.99. Joe Jackson, Night and Day is $19.99. And Joe Jackson, I'm the Man, $19.99. McGear, I think that's Paul McCartney's brother. Michael McGear, $19.99. He didn't go with the McCartney name. Living Color, final call at $95. And now we for sure can sell the Beatles. The Beatles is sold to Whitney Croy for $78. Magical Mystery Tour. Living Color, that is the final call. Robert Johnson on Joe Jackson, Jump Up, or Jump and Jive. That's sold to Robert Johnson, yeah. He says, never mind, pass. That's still available. Georgia Satellites is $34.99. That's their self-titled album. Capricorn 1 soundtrack is $19.99. Capricorn 1 soundtrack. This Ain't No Outer Spaceship. Love Tractor, $19.99. And the Jim Carroll Band, Catholic Boy, is $29.99. Jim Carroll Band. Living Color, sold to Arm Lazelle, $95, along with the Beatles there to Whitney. Next two auctions, I've got a copy of Blondie, and I've got a copy of Simon & Garfunkel, The Graduate soundtrack. Blondie is called Auto American. It's a near mint Japanese pressing with the Obi. Blondie, Auto American, $45 start. $45 start, and Simon and Garfunkel, the Graduate soundtrack. I've never seen this before on Japanese vinyl. Gatefold with Obi at the top. That's a $35 start. $45 on Blondie, $35 on Simon and Garfunkel. Walt Cruz wants the Love Tractor. Sell that to Walt Cruz. Band on the Run picture disc is $49.99, and Pete Shelley, Telephone Operator. That's $14.99. Troublemakers. This is a Warner Sampler New Wave. It's a Warner Brothers label, Sampler New Wave. That is $24.99. $45 start on Blondie, $35 start on the Graduate soundtrack. It's still 76 degrees in here. Very hot. Makes me very thirsty. How you doing, Tanner? Tanner's trying to keep up. There's a lot going on. Wow, a lot of comments came in since I walked away. Chris Micus wants the Troublemakers. That was the New Wave comp. Glenn Bodnar on Jim Carroll Band. Glenn Bodnar got that. Walt Cruz on Pete Shelley. Chris, we've already sold Trouble. Actually, he's the one who asked for that. You'll have to give me a second. Was the DBs just one song? Yes, the DBs was just a 12-inch single. Yes. John Miller wants the Georgia Satellites. John Miller on the Georgia Satellites. That's sold to John Miller. The Eagles. This is actually in shrink wrap with hop sticker. Contains the hit singles Witchy Woman and Take It Easy. $39.99. The Police, Wrapped Around Your Finger. This is a 4-track EP. It also has Someone to Talk To, Message in a Bottle Live, and I Burn For You. That is $24.99. Count Basie and his orchestra. Not Now, I Will Tell You When. Count Basie's $14.99. Count Basie, Basie's Beat is $19.99. Fred Schneider and the Shake Society, that is $24.99. The Swimming Pool Cues is $19.99. And the Swimming Pool Cues, the Deep End, is $19.99. The Singin' Richards, Call of the Wild, $19.99. Soundtrack to Any Which Way You Can, that's $19.99. And the Blues Brothers is $24.99. Arm Lazelle gets the Police. Chris, there is the track list for Troublemakers. Let me know if you still want it. Arm Lazelle got the Police. Mike Massey got Shake. That was the Shake Society. Walt Cruz got both of the Swimming Pool Cues. Okay, no bids on these. If anybody wants to Graduate, you can buy it for $35. And if anybody wants Blondie, you can buy it. You can bid and buy it for $45. $35 and $45. Those are no bids. Moving on for those. Guy Goodman, we've already sold both swimming pool cues. Wow, I'm having a hard time saying that. Swimming pool cues. Here's what's left in this. Chris passes on this. So if anybody wants it, the Troublemakers, which is a Warner Brothers, it's a Warner Brothers compilation of new wave music. It is $24.99. Everything in here is sticker price at the moment. Sometime, maybe late tomorrow night, I'm gonna try to do a recap of some of the stuff we have tonight, and it's some of the stuff we've had this week, and I will start entertaining offers. But right now, everything is sticker price for lots of reasons. One, we just got them. Two, they're really good records. And three, we haven't had any problem selling them. Four, we hadn't even put them out here in the store. And the weekend shoppers, there will be a bunch of this stuff sale. We have a lot of locals come in. They shop these crates, and a lot of stuff gets gone. Plus, people travel here for the first time out of town, and a lot of this gets gone. So, okay, Troublemakers. Let's sell that to Mike Massey. And then, Calvin, if you don't want the Eagles, it looks like Michael Bohannon's first to it, and then Sherry Darnell. So, Calvin, let me know if you want it for $39.99. If you don't, we'll sell it to Michael Bohannon. Sherry Darnell was third. So here's what's left in this bin. Dave Edmonds, Thompson Twins, Split Ends, Human Sexual Response, Boomtown Rats, Calvin passes, so give that one to Michael Bohannon. Yachts Without Radar, The Beatles, Paul McCartney, Joe Jackson, Gene Loves Jezebel, Dire Straits, The Roaches, Wild Blue, Reworks of Art of Noise, Robbie Neville, Carlene Carter, Nick Lowe. Chris Kirkley says he wants Thompson Twins product. That's sold to Chris Kirkley. Let me get 2 more auctions rolling, and then we got to do a crate of new vinyl next. Wow, it's going to be 10 o'clock pretty soon. We do kind of need to take a break. Also, don't really need to. I'll make that decision in about 15 minutes. Right, Seth? Seth said, I'm taking a break regardless. I knew that was coming. Are you even working? Asia, self-titled. Asia self-titled is a $45 start. This is a near mint Japanese pressing. And Bob Dylan, Shot of Love. Bob Dylan, I don't know if I've ever had this before. Bob Dylan, Shot of Love. That's a $45 start. Is Paul a 12-inch single? Yes, that was Take It Away. That's a 12-inch single. Gene Loves Jezebel. That's called Direction. Is that what we said earlier? Gene Loves Jezebel. That's called Discover. Discover, 1999. Dave Evans, Information. The DBs, this is Home for the Holidays. 12-inch single promo. Joe Jackson, Mike McGear, Joe Jackson, Capricorn 1, Paul McCartney, Band on the Run original picture disc, Count Basie, The Swingin' Richards, Any Which Way You Can, and the Blues Brothers. Fred is at 45 on Asia, and Michael Massey says he will take Gene Loves Jezebel. Let's sell that to Mike Massey. All right. Anybody else wants? I'm going to keep those very handy right next to me. Let me grab this other crate. They're really 2 half crates. I think I can knock them out in the next 13 minutes or so. And then that way when we come back, everything will just kind of be a recap. But let me go through, let me go through this one right here first. All righty. Because we got, this crate has some pre-order stuff on it. This crate has some pre-orders. Did I already show Top Gun? What happened to that thing? I could have swore it must be in this crate because I don't see it in this one. Or there's a crate of new vinyl that's got misplaced. All right. Fred's at 45 on Dylan and 45 on Asia. Fred, you've got high bids on both of those. Going twice, going 3 times. Price on Band on the Run picture disc, $49.99, Scott. $49.99. Okay. New release comes out tomorrow. Eminem Curtain Call 2. This is Eminem's Greatest Hits Volume 2. It also has 2 unreleased tracks. $59.99. There is a few people who pre-ordered this with us. Eminem Curtain Call Volume 2. Eminem Curtain Call Volume 2. Troy Robinson, Dakota Wilkie, Ann Davis Manginelli, Shepard Michael, Brent Rabley. Brent Rabley got 2. And Jason Ivey. That is $59.99. Eminem Curtain Call 2. Pretty cool cover. Looks like a pinball machine. $59.99. It's really cool. $59.99. Walt Cruz says he'll take the Swingin' Richards. All right, so Curtain Call. That's the pre-order on that. I've got 2 left to sell. Let me pull the Swingin' Richards for Walt Cruz. Walt, that's sold to you. Next is a new release from Music on Vinyl. It's a new color variant. They have pressed this on yellow and blue marbled vinyl. Includes poster. That's Silverchair Freak Show. This is a limited of 5,000 individually numbered on yellow and blue marbled vinyl. Includes poster. Silverchair, $38.99. They're numbered on the back. $38.99 for Silverchair. We got 5 of those available. Aerosmith Get a Grip, $49.99. Aerosmith Get a Grip. There was a couple people waiting on that one. Joe Willinger and Tommy Green. Vernon Lehman wants a Silverchair. I expect to sell out of that. A limited, anything from Music on Vinyl, especially Silverchair, limited and numbered. Usually pretty good. Stacy Brown wants an M&M. Greg Hagewood wants a Silverchair. So does Cameron Nance. I've got 2 left. I've got 1 Aerosmith Get a Grip. 1 Aerosmith Get a Grip, and that is $49.99. Bob Dylan and Asia both sold to Fred Wink for $45 and $45. Bob Dylan and Asia both sold to Fred for $45. The Doors, Waiting on the Sun. This is an import that is on sale, $29.99. The Doors, Waiting on the Sun. Waiting for the Sun. Fred Wink also wants a Silverchair. I now have 1 left. That's a new color. I think they've done that before on colored vinyl, and they weren't cheap, and I think they've repressed it, added some bonus tracks and a poster, and that's why there's a new version of it out. I think we got time to run at least 2 more auctions. I've got a Wings Greatest Hits. I've got a Wings Greatest Hits with no Obi. It is near mint, and it has the LP, the original inner sleeve, and the Japanese insert. Wings Greatest Hits, that's a $35 start. Paul McCartney and Wings Greatest Hits. And then we have something we never get in, a Sade Japanese pressing of Diamond Life. Sade Diamond Life. That is a $65 start. Arm Lizelle said he'll take the Paul McCartney Take It Away 12-inch single. I like that song. Of course, I'm partial. Take It Away. That is sold to Arm Lizelle. Angela Leckington wants Aerosmith Get a Grip. These recently just came back in stock, and then I had a bunch come in. Then they went unavailable, or then they had a price increase, and they went unavailable, and then I got a few more back in. So the Silverchair color, this is a new variant. It's yellow and blue marbled vinyl, $38.99. I think they did it on flaming red not too long ago. Slayer Repentless. I got these back in. This is the variant that is limited to 1,000 beer and mustard swirled red vinyl. Slayer, I had a wait list for Scott Smith, Vernon Lehman, Krista Moss, and Jeffrey Walker. I've got 2 left to sell. Slayer Repentless, $31.99. $31.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan, The Sky is Crying. That is $38.99 for Stevie Ray Vaughan. And I've got a big restock of Extreme Porno Graffiti. $38.99. This is one of our biggest sellers on Music on Vinyl. Extreme Porno Graffiti, $38.99. Jason Kenton said he'll take that last silver chair. That's sold to Jason Kenton. If anybody else wants one of those, let me know. And here, there it is. There's Top Gun. The new Top Gun soundtrack. I actually have one available, and I hadn't pulled one for myself. This is on white vinyl, the new Top Gun soundtrack, which definitely should be movie of the year in my opinion. But let me read off the wait list for that. There is quite a few if I can get to it. Top Gun is $36.99. And yeah, the waiting list or the pre-order for that, and I already have more on the way. Linda Lamb, Tony A., Corey Wade, Brandon Sanders, Brenda Medina, Jason Ivey, Lasley King, Matt Algram, Cody Chandler, Trista Ward, Jennifer Stem, Josie Stapleton, Jason F., Hayden Wilson, Jamie Sperlin, Matt Hamilton, Paul Brothers, Zach Biley, Seth Hackett, Ron Bundren, Preston Denny, and Preston Denny. Jerry Stone takes this one. That's sold to Jerry Stone. If anybody else wants one, I've got 10 more on the way. They should be here tomorrow or Monday. White vinyl, new Top Gun soundtrack, $36.99. Then, the Johnny Cash American Series. Here's how this works. There's 4 of them that's back in stock. There's Johnny Cash. Let me just find it on my list. A lot of people's been buying them as a set. Yeah, so it's Johnny Cash American Recordings Volume 1, 2, 3, and 6. So there's 4 of them at $34.99 each. Kevin Kubina got a set. Michael Potts got a set. And Scott Smith's got a set. So there's 4 titles here. 1, 2, 3, and 6. They're $34.99. And most people's been buying all 4 as a set. Josh Duvall wants that same deal. There's 1, 2, 3, and there's number 4. These all just came back in stock as an import. And technically they're on sale. So there's Josh Duvall with all 4. I have one more set of 4, and Vernon Lehman wants them. Johnny Cash American Recordings 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 4 more for Vernon Lehman. If anybody else wants a set, let me know. I've been ordering those in bundles of 4. Luke and the Grooves Extreme is $38.99. Here's what's left in this crate. Eminem, $59.99. I've got one left. New release, Curtain Call 2. The Doors is $29.99, Waiting for the Sun. I got 2 Slayers left at $31.99. I have Stevie Ray Vaughan at $38.99, Sky is Crying. And Extreme is $38.99. Extreme 2 Porno Graffiti, $38.99. Okay, no bids on these. If anybody wants Sade, Diamond Life Japanese pressing, that is $65. And if anybody wants Wings Greatest Hits, you can buy it now for $35. $35. Okay, I got one more bin here of new stuff. This is from, yeah, let me show this stuff. We have a adult site commenting on our feed right now. Somebody from Russia. Definitely a Russia hacker. Don't click on that. Even if you want to find wild girls locally, don't click on it. Cinderella, long code winner, $38.99. Cinderella long code winner. Hip Hop Collected, $44.99. I got a restock of that. And Cinderella Night Songs, $38.99. I got a restock of Bare Naked Lady Stunt, $38.99. I haven't had this in a long time. This is UB40 Collected. Really, it's like a new arrival, or because I haven't shown this in a long time. UB40 Collected, $44.99 for Music on Vinyl. That is 2 LPs, UB40 Collected. We have Motown Collected, Classic Rock Collected, Elf, which is Carolina County Ball, Elf, which features Ronnie James Dio. Those are $38.99. Elf, Carolina Ball. Angela, we already pulled Get a Grip for you. I'd already pulled that for you. And what if I want to find about 45 minutes away? That's up to you. Jackal, self-titled, $38.99. And this is back in stock. 3 Days Grace. 3 Days Grace is $28.99. $38.99. 3 Days Grace, $28.99. That's been out of stock for quite some time. Scott Smith takes an Elf. That's Carolina County Ball. I've got several of those still available. And 3 Days Grace is $28.99. And then if you missed it earlier, I've got a ton of Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I grabbed these while I can. They're $36.99. Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Scott Smith got an Elf. Greg Hagewood on Jackal. Jeff Dedman on 3 Days Grace. And if anybody wants an Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, now's the time. That is the UK version, $36.99. Iron Maiden. Let me make sure there's no big pre-orders I missed. I read off Johnny Cash, the Goo Goo Dolls, Johnny Cash Christmas. We've already done Puff Daddy. We did Stranger Things 4. We did Top Gun. We've already done Steely Dan. We did Prince. We did Prince Hits 2. Yes, Kiss, Love Gun, the German version. Kiss, Love Gun, the German version came back in stock. I only had 3 come in. That's Matthew Sherrick, Eric Smalley, and George Buchanan. Those were $44.99. That's the Kiss, Love Gun, the German version with the alternate S's. Outcast, Shepherd Michael, your Outcast came in. Aquamini. Aerosmith, Get a Grip. We've already showed that one. Slayer, Eminem, Curtain Call, Beatles, and Cash, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've already done that one. Keith Moyers wants a Seventh Son. John Wilson wants a Goo Goo Dolls. That's in another bin. Just wipe that one down, Tanner. I don't have any in here. John, I will pull you one of those. Yes, Troy, your Jennifer Lopez came in. I don't know about Mace, but I know Steve Lacy did. Jack was Music on Vinyl, yes. Hip Hop Collected. Give me a second on that one, Cameron, and give me a second on 3 Days Grace track list. Sherry Darnell wants UB40. Sherry Darnell wants a UB40. Did I get a Prince pre-order for Hits Volume 1 and 2? I'll take the 2 Count Basie albums for the last crate. Wow, there's a lot of questions. Hold on one second. Jimmy wants Jimmy E. I missed that one. Jimmy E got an Iron Maiden. Josh Duvall, I've got you on Prince. Yeah, I have you down for 2 of Prince 1, but I've only got you down for 1 Prince 2. Okay, so Steely Dan was Can't Buy a Thrill. The standard release, $36.99. We still have them. Yeah, the hits on 3 Days Grace is I Hate Everything About You, Home, and Just Like You. That's why that one's bigger. I think Just Like You is a song, I think it is, which is a big song from them. 3 Days Grace, that's $28.99. What Stones you putting up for auction? That will be during part 2. I think I've got a copy of the Stones Undercover and maybe something else. Let me see if I missed anything else. Josh Duvall wants a Prince Hits 2. Okay, we need to write that down because that's got buried as well. So he wants a Prince Hits 2, another copy of it. They're right there. I see them. We'll have to do that in just a second. What else have I missed? Jamie Butler wants the 2-count Basie from the last crate. Those are right here. Those are very handy. Those are sold to Jamie Butler. Sherry Darnell got UB40. Did I miss a pre-order for special Jennifer? We just ordered one for Troy, Stacy. So if you want one of those, Stacy, I will have to order it for you. Cameron, I will send you the tracks on Hip Hop Collected during the break. Cash waitlist. I did not see that. That's why I was going back through tracks. Keith Moyer's got Seventh Son. We pulled that. Jimmy got an Iron Maiden. We pulled that one. Jeff got a 3 Days Grace Jack on Elf. Cash said. I didn't see that. Vernon Lehman. So, yeah, Chris Kirkley was third. So we need to put Chris Kirkley down for American Recordings 1, 2, 3, and 6. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. I think we're caught up from there. Stacy Brown wants a 3 Days Grace. Just curious, why any Driving and Crying in the Atlanta collection? Seems to be a lot of Athens stuff in it so far. I have not seen any Driving and Crying, but you know what? There's 12,000 albums, and we probably hadn't put out 800 so far, so we still have a lot to go through, but I hadn't seen any. I probably hadn't looked through most of it either. There's the track list for Hip Hop Collected. I was kind of waiting for Craig to do that, but yeah, let's go through that crate one more time very quickly. Cinderella is $38.99, long code winner. Hip Hop Collected is $44.99. Cinderella Night Songs is $38.99. Bare Naked Ladies Stun is $38.99. I got one UB40 Collected left, $44.99. Motown Collected is $44.99. Classic Rock Collected is $44.99. Elf Carolina County Ball, $38.99. 3 Days Grace, I've got 3 Days Grace left, $28.99. And then the Iron Maidens, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, $36.99. I have not checked on that, Brian. I need to do that. Let me write that down over here. I had some other stuff I was typing in a text. I was typing a text message to myself on this other phone. Bob Weir and Jerry Garcia. Okay. Let's pause there. It's kind of late for us to be taking a break, but I kind of need to because I'm hungry and I'm thirsty. And I know y'all come back because we got more new stuff to show. I've got more new arrivals. I've got more auctions. And we'll go back through new vinyl because there is a lot of stuff that we've only shown once and we need to go back through it again. I'll have more auctions and this will keep some of y'all interested. I had a whole crate of new sealed metal that I worked on right before the show, including some Metallica stuff that is fan club only. And I will show that during part 2. So I've got a crate of sealed metal and other related metal hard rock in that crate. So we'll do that when we come back. 10:35, 30 minutes from now, 10:35 Central Time. That's when we'll be back live on Facebook and YouTube.